You are now listening to the Lancescurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Janelle, welcome to the Lancescurv Show.
Tonight, thanks for having me. I'm so excited right now. I'm so glad to be able to get my story out and tell my truth. I'm ready.
Exactly. Tonight, you're going to take us into the underbelly of many different worlds that people only have a chance to see from the outside looking in.
Right.
And I just want to give the heads up to people who are listening that this is going to be very much an adult show.
Yes.
We're just going to be raw and real. We're not holding back. We're not going to be filthy to be filthy. But if it requires that we paint the picture of what has happened with words, and we're going to go in on scenarios, we're not going to leave any stones left unturned, and we're going to leave nothing to the imagination. So buckle your seatbelts, because Sister Janelle is ready to take you for a ride. And I believe it's better this way. I mean,
yeah,
you know, we want to hear the real deal, and people don't have a chance to travel different worlds. So I just want to say, hey, the little bit you told me, juicy. So come on, sweetheart. Let's start. Let's talk. Wherever you want to start, you start, and we're going to roll with it. Let's have some fun.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, my mother named me Janelle Lewis, but I'm known to a lot of people as Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a name that my daughter's father gave me many years ago, and yes, he was a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
He went by Pimp Snooky. Everybody saw him on Pimps Up, Hoes Down, American Pimp. He did Jerry Springer back in the day like 2 or 3 times. I mean, you know, you can Google this guy. He's well known.
Slick talker.
But he gave me that name, and it just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And along with the alter ego that kind of came with it. So I go by many names now. Jazzy, just Jazzy Bouvet, because my birth mother was a Creole and Haitian from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. I'm just saying, hey, out there, all the listeners, buckle your seatbelts, because, I mean, I don't know how to be no other way but real. I tell my truth straight. I don't have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm ready for your judgment. I mean, God made me his soldier, so, I mean, I'm ready. Throw a stone. If you got one, throw it. I can take it. I'm going to throw it right back, so it's all good.
I'm loving it already. You're going to throw it right back, right?
Not even really throw it right back, because I want to get my story out there with the hopes of maybe, you know, helping somebody that is behind me, that thinks, you know, let me go down this path. I mean, you know, a lot of us have been abused, and, I mean, a lot of things could have led me down that path, but, I mean, it wasn't all bad. Thank God I had both of my parents that I went close to the edge, but I never went overboard, and I always pulled it back together. So
thank God for that, you know?
Yeah, what you say?
I said thank God for that. You had the foundation.
Yes, so that pulled me back. That and my mother keeping me in church 7 days a week, and then making me sing in every choir. You know, you don't appreciate that stuff when you're young, because you much rather be doing bad things, things that you shouldn't be doing, as opposed to going to church. But later on in life, you will, as I do right now. But anyway, I'm going to start with, you know, when I was 19, I left home. I moved to New York. I mean, my mother died at 15. I saw her die in front of me, and you know, pretty much on my own after that. But being that my mother traveled a lot, I traveled with her. We went to New York one year. Me, her, my grandmother. My grandmom used to live in Harlem. She's from Selma, Alabama. They from Selma. Big up this year. And my grandmother, who marched on Selma with Martin Luther King, she used to show me all these pictures and everything. From the civil rights and what they had to go through. And I didn't understand that then, but now I understand, you know, where I get my strength and will to keep fighting no matter what.
Yes.
So, anyway, I left. I moved to New York.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, you can ask whatever you want.
I'm from New York. Where in Harlem, if you remember, did you live?
I didn't live in Harlem. I worked in Harlem on 114th Street at Beautiful Hair Salon when I first moved to New York. My grandmother, years ago, she left Selma. She was probably still young then, and she lived in Harlem. And my uncle still stays in Harlem, but I got a lot of family. They're in Brooklyn right now.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I never lived in Harlem.
But, you know, I just think it would be an amazing thing that maybe, you know, because I was born and raised in New York City.
Right.
And somehow, some way, your people, maybe me, myself, or my people cross paths because it's
I know.
it's that kind
I
of
lived in
place.
Queens too. Then you say you
Yes. Wait a second.
I
Where?
lived on Hempstead Avenue in Queens, in Queens Village.
Oh, for
I
real?
lived in Rosedale. I mean, I mostly live in
Yeah.
Brooklyn, but I mean, a
Right.
few times I ventured out and
So
lived
so
in
Rosedale, you know about Snake Road going out there to the Pathmark over there on Rockaway Boulevard,
I
right?
do. Oh my God, I miss New York
And the
so much.
113 bus going down there, right? Do you know about that?
I miss New York so much. That is,
I do
you know
too.
what, New York. I just want to jump off the track for a second. New York really fools people because everybody's so real and so who they are there. I mean, I got family members. They did drugs, everything, and they were so out in the open with it. But they maintained. They kept a roof over their head. They took
Right.
care of their kids. Everybody is who they are there, or they are who they are. If I'm saying it wrong, but when you go to other places, it's like, damn, don't nobody keep it real here. You know, you
Right.
just so.
Right.
And then New York, as a New York, I mean, because I was there 17 years, so I mean, I'm still a resident, so to speak. But I'm so outspoken and I tell the truth, and then people don't. It's almost like they are in fear of that. Like I
Yes.
have done drugs. You know, people will sit up and do drugs with me, have done drugs with me, but then go back and talk about me as if they weren't here. You know, they're doing the same thing, or girls who have
Wow.
worked with me, you know, in other places, and then, you know, I'll tell. It's like I'm grown. I mean, I did it. We all have a past. We all do things that we might not be proud of. It might not have been the best choice, but you know what? I did it.
Right.
And I'm not really, you know, I'm not ashamed. I'm not going to apologize to you for it. I mean, I will apologize to certain people, but not you.
Right.
You know,
Right.
when you clean out, when your shit smell good, then let me know so you can stop smelling mine. But
I love
mean,
it.
yeah, New York, that kind of raised me. But I mean, a little bit of time into New York, I started having these feelings like, shit, I need to dance. I need to, you know, like I
Right.
need to get this out of my system. So I was around about 24, 25. I decided to quit my job at the salon. I had worked there a few years. I met up with Pimpin' Ken because he knew my father. I mean, my daughter's father, not my father, my oldest daughter's father.
Right.
Ira Bootleg Dorsey, what's up, baby, who is in the Dayton family. They was a real poppin' rap group back in the day. They was signed to No Limit, Universal, a lot of things. Anyway, but Pimpin' Ken knew him, and I met up with Ken, and we went. I mean, you heard of Pimpin' Ken, right, Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met up with him. We went all over the South, everywhere. I mean, Ice-T. Everybody was there. You know, this was like years ago when pimping was real. You know, and I here around town, here in Phoenix, what this guy, who I'm gonna get to later, is telling people. You know, and he's just making up they so square and lame out here. It's ridiculous. But
Don't you hate
anyway,
it?
back in the day, what a pimp did was groom you. He taught you, and they had money themselves because if he didn't have no money, how the hell he gonna teach you, you know, how to get money? Matter of fact, pimps, they didn't you weren't groomed to be a flat-backing whore, you know, somebody that had a lot of sex. You don't need a
Right.
pimp for that.
Right.
Any bitch can do that.
Right.
You know, the point is they're giving you game so you don't have to do that. I mean, they would tell you up front, you know, you shouldn't have to have sex or any of this, and they only wanted you to see white men. You know, you don't even, it's like, niggas, you was racist almost. You know, that's like. And now, I mean, looking back on it, I think it's because, you know, a lot of pimps, they're still human. I think they were insecure, but,
Yeah.
I mean, they groomed you. I remember Ken would have me reading books, doing all kind of, you know, just to, you got to be smart. You had to know how to talk, because in order to get next to a white man, I mean, you got to know how to speak. You got to know how to play the part. You got to be able to turn your white girl nigga bed wench voice on, like, "Hi, how are you? You know, I want to go get coffee today. What are you doing, darling?" You know, you got to know how to turn it on and off. You have to know how to get in. Because in New York, if you look like a hooker and you know, with that loud, tacky look, you can't go to Manhattan like that. They're not going to let you in. Now one of them hoes, they're going to tell you got to go outside, or they're not going to let you sit in a restaurants and none of that.
Exactly.
You have to be presentable. You have to be, you know how to look posh and polished and put together. And that's what I brought to the table back in the day when I met up with Snooki. I mean, before I even graced his presence, I sent other girls, I mean, from New York. They wanted to work. I sent them to him. I mean, before that, I danced all over in a lot of states, from Detroit to St. Louis to everywhere. dancing, but I figured, shit, I might as well go all in. You know, let me get my feet all the way in. I mean, because I started at a whorehouse in Manhattan around all white girls. They didn't even hire. It was me and one other black girl. Her name was Naomi. And I thought, you know, the white girls, they were so together and so smart, and they all had regular jobs, you know, and they did this on the side. You know, one lady was like, I got a house in Long Island. I drive a Benz. You know, she was a teacher in the day. And I'm like, shit, if I'm a hoe, this is what I'm hoeing. You know, I want my house in Long Island. I want to do this. I want to, but they all had pimps at one point or another. So I found Snooki, so to speak. You know, Snooki goes hard in the paint. I will say that. I mean, he was a real pimp. I mean, he was very intelligent. He was spectacular, like a movie. And that's the type. At that time, I mean, I needed that type of man in my life. I mean, he was crazy. He was very, very crazy. But he was very intelligent, and it's like looking back on that, had he used his intelligence for good, I mean, he could have took over the world. This dude was really, really above and beyond, you know, but it went left for me. You know, he became very abusive towards me, you know, to the point where I was, almost killed, you know.
Let me ask you, he was abusive toward you. Were you did he have other women?
Yes, he did.
And,
he had other hoes.
Were you the closest one to him?
Well, I'm not going to say that I was the closest one. I became really close. What happened was, you know, he had other girls before I came that had been there.
Right.
Miss Jazzy I makes an entrance, and even my exit, you know, I'm kind of over the top. That's where the nickname came from. You know, it's like I'm Jazzy, and I give my all no matter what it is. Even as a whore, I was spectacular. I give it my all. So when I came, a lot of the other girls, they, you know, became really, really jealous and didn't want to work because it's like, no, I ain't doing this if that bitch there and this blah, blah. It became all about me, you know, as always, like as the shit I'm going through here in Phoenix right now. But so he would do stuff like beat me in front of them and, you know, just ridiculous things so that they could be content and comfortable. I mean, I never cried, no matter what he did. I remember one time my head was busted wide open. You know, he stitched me up in front of, and I don't want to talk bad about him because that is the father of my child. Right. You know, I do. This is years ago. Yeah. I do forgive him, and I respect him. So, and I hope it's, you know, I don't want to incriminate him even more than he already is, which I probably can because he's, you know, doing the time that he's doing. But that's kind of what the gist of it was. You know, I became like his.
We'll just address it as the abuse that he did to you.
I mean, it went from me, us getting money and believing in something. I mean, Snooki, he owned stores. He owned a nightclub. He had houses all over the place. I mean, he had us working in the stores. One girl worked in a bank. She was a white girl. She was real smart, real pretty. And that's how it was back then. They didn't groom you. You wasn't some flat-backing whore that just went around, and this is what you did. You know, they wanted you to be smart. Everyone knows you can't do this forever. You building to get to a point so, you know, you can be self-sufficient. We are all, I mean, even though pimping and hoeing is immoral, and, I mean, half of me doesn't believe in it at all when it comes to, like, if you're manipulating children, you're using children, or you're manipulating destitute women, or you see girls at a bus stop, that type of thing. Right. I'm totally against that. That's why I think the law should stay in place. On the other hand, if you are grown, as I was, and you know, wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get it out of my system, I'm going to go, you know, go get your money, and then bring your ass right back to civilization. Because if anybody that think they can do any type of street activity forever, you fooling yourself. Right. You know, you either going to end up in jail, dead, or, you know, in a mental hospital. Because we are human. We can only take so much, you know, and that's just real shit. I mean, can I say that word? I'm sorry.
Of course you can. We're going to talk about sucking dick, screwing in the ass. We're going to talk. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I said that to let you know that there's no hold back on what we're going to talk about tonight. Because I did say in the beginning that there's no holds barred. And this is adult and this is real. And if anybody's listening to this and says, "Oh God, they said that word," well, look at the activity and look what we do behind closed doors. And look,
Right.
but I do have a few statements / questions, and I'm loving your energy, and I know the listeners are loving how you're putting it down in the short
Miss
time so
Jazzy,
far.
she's not in the closet with nothing.
I see.
Nothing.
I see.
I wear everything. I got a shirt. I'm gonna come out with a T-shirt line and say I was a whore. I did this. I was that. Everything, so I can walk around and wear it every day like the Scarlet Letter. Because people, people try to use things against you, and what bugs me out is like, I told you that story. So
Right.
how the fuck do you think you hurting me with it when it's something I told you?
Exactly.
You know, that like I gave you that, even though you're trying to twist it around and turn it into something it's not. But yeah. So I became, he just sort of abused me, and I ended up like he didn't even want me to go out. I couldn't go anywhere.
Is this because he had feelings for you that he couldn't face?
I think so. Because I love this man, and I felt the love from him. I think because he was still a pimp, but he wanted everybody to respond and work and do what he needed them to do. But because they were so envious and in their feelings, and because he didn't even name these hoes. They made up their own name. The first day I came, it's like, all right, I'm gonna call you Jazzy because you's a jazzy motherfucker. It was just
right.
And it just and then everybody kind of took to me. I became the one that the town was talking about, and then these other hoes felt like, shit, I'm this bitch. I'm doing this. I'm over here, and why not me? So they hated me. Like one girl, I remember her trying to jump on me, and needless to say, I got her back. Maybe I should, because I'm in Arizona. I want to tell you everything. I don't know how they gonna, I don't know how they gonna take it. But I remember she came. She tried to jump on me, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this bitch because I gotta rock in these streets. I gotta do what I gotta do. And my name, you ain't gonna hit it. I'm no motherfucking punk. And I remember looking for like grease, anything to pour on this hoe, anything to just burn the bitch up. And a guy was on her side that night because this was the one night like nothing was in the house, nothing. So I said, I'm just gonna use water and put salt in it. And I remember throwing it on the bitch for real. And she woke up. I didn't get her face because you know what? I still thought about pimping. I said, this bitch still got to go get his money, so I ain't gonna mess her face up. But the back of her neck and her hand and everything. And he beat me pretty bad after that. But you know what's the crazy part? Like she left. They took her to the hospital. This nigga threw me on the bed. Like he had sex with me. This was after he beat me. I was bloody as hell, couldn't even walk. I remember him having sex with me and then giving me this look as if he was proud of me. I remember we got in the car. He was like, you would die hard. You just a true blue. You just a die. Like he was just so, like in my graces, so proud of me. And I thought that was crazy. I didn't understand. I got where he was coming from because once I commit to, I don't care if it's a moment in life I'm committing to or a man or anything.
Right.
I give it all I got, and I'm willing to die for whatever it is or, just live by it and die by it. That's just where I'm from, and that's how I was raised, and that's just what it is. Not all of my decisions are the best, but that's how it was back then. But that was needless to say. That was probably the beginning of the end when that moment happened. But didn't nobody fuck with me after that. I tell you that. Nobody fucked with me. And a lot of times I traveled alone.
Right.
No pimps didn't hold your hand. For everybody out there listening, how, people want to run their mouth and yap out here in Arizona. No, pimps didn't hold your hand. They taught you in the beginning. When you came back from your trip, as we called it, a lot of times we would say we going on tour, because one time I went to like 15 different cities and states back to back. Homes needed a tour bus back then. We needed a tour bus, a manager, and everything else, because it was like, okay, if this city don't work, I'm here, I'm there, and then you would call up other hoes. Look, if y'all getting money out there in St. Louis or here or there, yeah, that's how you did it. Wasn't no pimp nowhere in sight. They taught you, well, real pimps. Now, you had some of the lower level bums. They'll be on bicycles and everything. Talking about some, hey, dudes and bitch, you did, nigga, get the fuck on.
It's funny because let me just make a little statement real quick.
Go for it.
And this was young. Excuse me for popping. I was putting down a piece of watermelon. I was a little dehydrated. I'm like, man, this thing looking good. Told you I'm gonna keep it real. But I remember being with a few friends of mine. You know, we're teenagers, young teenagers, and we're looking at all the big titties and booties on the west side of Manhattan. And this was a street thing going on. Okay, that was on, back in those times. And, we're looking like, ooh, ain't nobody buying nothing. We're just looking. We got out the car, walking around, and see, I had Jerry curls, right? And
was y'all on 59th up there in Manhattan where the hoes used to be at?
Yeah, well, see, they had different spots on different streets. They had 59th. They also had everything from, it depends now, like say the late 70s, everything 8th Avenue on to 12th Avenue. But then as things got a little more on, like in the 80s or early 80s, it was like 10th Avenue, 11th Avenue. And then like in the 40s, 40 or 39, 38, 37, them streets over in there. And things were just kept over there, and the cops never messed with nobody, right? No. But these were street situations. But I remember, because I had the Jerry curls, and I was light-skinned, and I was real built from lifting weights, I walked down the street, and all the girls ran. They scattered. And then oh no, hell no. He looked like a player.
Oh, they thought you was a pimp.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, they thought I was a pimp. And I'm like, why are they running? And my friend told me, they think you a pimp. I'm not a pimp. I'm just walking down the street with y'all, looking at these girls, doing something we shouldn't be doing. And they scattered. As soon as they looked at me, they ran. They thought I was yeah.
Well, back in the day, a pimp would bust your head over. Like if you talk, because the other pimp would definitely tell them.
Right.
Like your bitch out here, she out of pocket. Blah, blah, blah. Then the pimp, 9 times out of 10, would have to give the other pimp some type of money. So, yeah, you get your ass damn near handed to you. That type of shit. I mean, I done did it all. I done worked blades. I done worked, just wherever it was, I got it. But I was never a flat back in whore. I knew how to go in clubs, hotels, everything, and talk to any white man on the planet.
Yes, tell me. Tell me now. Tell me. You're somewhere new. You've never been there before. You know there's money out there. You can smell the money. It's all over the place. It's crawling. You're going to get some of this money. Tell me, what do you look for? What do you zero in on? What signs do you get back that maybe lets you know somebody's interested, and play out how this whole thing works?
Okay. Well, you know what? White tricks, they approach you. It's a difference between them and black men. I tell you. I mean, it's like night and day as far as tricking when it's concerned. Because white men been doing this. That's how slavery. That's how we was free. That's how Sojourner and Harriet. That's how they got away. You know what I mean? These was chocolate nappy head bitches. That's how it was done. You went in there. I got you, master. You want your dick sucked? Okay, this is what we gonna do. I need pork chops. I need this, and then by 5:30, this what's going on in your head. By 5:30, me and my kids, my husband, everybody, we're gonna be out of here. We're gonna follow the North Star and get where we going. But for example, I'll give you a state. I went to St. Louis one time for the first time. Now, how you will find out, you from just being out there talking to other hoes, and pimps always kept their ear to another pimp. You would hear where hoes was getting money. So I went to St. Louis one time for the first time, and I met up with these girls that I didn't even know. And mind you, St. Louis, I got to give it, these was the best black bitches I ever seen as far as hustling, because all these bitches had a job. These motherfucking bitches will work 2 and 3 jobs. I don't know if they still like that now, because, these new girls everywhere is fucked up. But back then, these bitches worked 2 and 3 jobs and all, hoe on the side. They had business cards, they was together. So when I got there, one girl, because I knew a guy or whatever, and he was from there, he had his girl come pick me up from the airport or whatever, and she was like, you know what, I'm doing a party tonight, I'm going to come get you. I went to the hotel, didn't know where I was going to go, how I was going to get. She came and got me. We went to, it was like a mini mansion, and somebody was having a party, and I think that was the first night I got there. I might have made like $600 and change, just in that party. Now, these was black guys, but they were more refined, so it wasn't like a lot of fucking, and so, I'm sure I sucked dick or did something because they were black, but it wasn't brutal, like I have experience. It wasn't brutal.
It was light.
But she then showed me, like, where to go. I'm like, because I need the white man, where the money is. She took me to this place called, is it Little Vegas or Little Brooklyn, something like that. But it's like a lit-up area. I remember I worked in a massage parlor, but only white men, came out here. So, I mean, that's my scene. That's what Miss Jazzy did, because white men come, they don't want a little bit of nothing,
right.
and they will pay you top dollar, whatever you asking for back then. Because, now the new hoes done got in, and it's like
it's messed up now.
It's like pussy on wholesale. These bitches, I done heard them talk, like $50 for the hour, $30 for this, and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck, what are you, a shoe? When did you go on clearance, bitch? What kind of shit is this? I'm like, even if an old bitch wanted to get back, she couldn't, because your thinking, wouldn't be the same. Like these bitches done went. They TJ Maxx now. It's like if you come on this day, I'm half off. If you come next week, I'm free. If you bring a friend, refer a friend, I'll do you free and him at half off or some shit. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Who told you that? Both of y'all need to be beat the fuck up, because that's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, it was just okay. New Orleans, for example, like. New Orleans have conventions all the time. What you don't want to do is go when it's the black, like the Essence Festival, all of that. No. I mean, you'll make some money, but you're going to be fucking niggas, and that's something Miss Janelle, she just didn't want to do. So whenever they would have a white convention, that's when you go. The white men, they come there, and they look for that. It's not really hard. If you know how to speak and hold a conversation, and that I do, I'll go up, hi, how you doing? And then most of the time they come up to me, I'm a pretty black girl. You see my picture. I'm a pretty black girl.
Oh, you're real pretty.
I keep myself together. I'm always in high heels. So they would pretty much always come up to me. And, I mean, my conversation, I would never solicit myself like a whore, but it's like, what are you doing later? Where are you staying at? Can I come to your room? Would you like some company?
Right.
In my nigga bed wench voice, once again. Would you like some company? Yeah, where are you staying? You staying on Bourbon or Canal Street? Do you want company now? Should I come later? We would exchange numbers and then take it from there. In New Orleans on any given night, off of one, just, a few minutes of seeing one white man, he done gave you about 400-500, and you done seen another and another. I remember my first night, because I've been going to New Orleans since I was little. That's where my dad's family is from. But anyway, my first night working there, I probably had like 1,200, and then I had an Asian girl with me, so, she caked off, but she didn't really know what she was watching me, but just by her being Asian and beautiful as she was,
right.
Miss Sue, I love you, girl, she made a lot. So Snooki, he sent only two girls, me and the Asian girl, because she came up under me. That became my position for him, to mainly recruit. Because girls listen to me, they listen to me. They follow, girls would call him and say, "Who is that girl?" And want to get in just because they saw me. Because I presented myself like, shit, I'm fly, I'm this, I'm that, and that's what girls kind of wanted, And they saw that we was traveling, we riding good, we living good. His other girls, they didn't know no better. These bitches was in sneakers and shit, and they thought clear heels was the move. And I didn't even own a pair of clear heels, other than when I went to the strip club. But I would, I danced rarely. It's like when I saw fit to do that or whatever, I would. But that was too much work for me. It's like, listen, I left the salon, making $600, $700, $800 a week at 23 or whatever.
On your feet
so I
all
wouldn't
day.
have to work so damn hard.
Right.
So I'm not gonna be in no clear heels sweating on no damn stage so niggas can throw dollars at me. When they feel like it. I fuck around, get pissed off, and throw that shit back at you. So I, cut the strip club. Let's cut the middleman out. A real bitch gonna do real shit. We ain't finna lollygag, play around, be in no damn strip club, wasting a whole night. But yeah, the white men, they are totally different, but you do have to present yourself a certain way. No, you can't be with no long, tacky-ass nails, colorful. You can't have red, colorful hair, no gold teeth. You can't use double negatives when you talk, girlfriends. You can't clap after every... You see them when they clapping after every syllable. I don't know what the fuck that is about. Like, Maury, he is the father. That type, and then you hear him clapping and no, you can't do nothing. You won't get a white man like that. You can't be dressed like a skanky, tired hoe. You need to be able to walk in heels. That's good heels, girls, not the Payless ones or these little rainbow shoes that break, you know, after you wear them a couple of days. You know, you have to look the part. They like long, straight hair, you know, not this old whatever, y'all, ponytails, all this old shit with these ugly-ass eyebrows. No, it's not, you know, it doesn't work with a white man. You have to know how to present yourself. Because I would go into clubs, especially in Atlanta, I would go into clubs where it was all white people. So you not only do you have to present yourself to a white man, you got to make white women comfortable that you're there, because they intimidated. You understand? Just like white men are intimidated by black men, but white women worse. You know, they still got that carryover attitude from
tell us about
slavery. That. You know, the white man really wanted us, but, you know, he had to be with her. He didn't want to disgrace nobody, disgrace his name and his family like a black man would do with a fat, raggedy white bitch. You know, he don't give a fuck. Let the white bitch come in, mess up the electric slide at the barbecue, talk about everybody, you know, just all kind of shit. But you have to know how to present yourself. So that is just, and then, you know, the pimps that I had from Pimpin' Ken to that I still love and respect these guys to this day. They still my friends. Bishop Don Juan, Church, Preach, Tabernacle, I still love him. I mean, because these guys, even though they're, you know, they tell their truth, they're not that now, and they have came a long way, and I'm so proud of everybody. And that's what they were teaching us back then. You know, if you were fortunate enough to get with somebody that had sense. Now, they was all pretty much kind of crazy now. So, but that, you know what, we were all fucked up somewhere mentally that led us there, and we were two fucked up people that joined hands in fucked up matrimony and said, you know, we're going to get this money. We're going to win by all means. And, you know, that's what it was about.
But you know what, Jazzy? Aren't we all messed up to some degree? You know?
Well, yeah.
So to acknowledge it and move on is a healthy thing.
Others.
Yeah, in one way or another. I know I am.
You're not. You seem so together and refined.
Well, you know what? I had to get here. I had to, you know, the heat of life, you know, can take carbon and make a diamond. So, you know, trust me, I got my stories, but people know those stories. But yeah, I've been through some sugar honey iced tea myself. So this is why I'm totally enjoying how refreshing you are. And there's no mask. There's no pretense. There's no putting on. It's just, I'm loving this. And I know everybody else, when they hear this, they're going to love this also. They're going to love you. And you stuck with me because we got to do a whole lot of these. We're going to keep on going.
Yeah, because I got so much to tell.
Oh, we just warming up now. We ain't stopping. We just warming up right now. Oh, no.
Yeah,
ain't no rush now. This is too good.
Right.
Yes.
And I haven't even, you know, I had a baby with Snooki. At that time, he had like maybe 4 or 5 babies. Well, at least that's what he told me. 4 or 5 baby mamas. Now I think he got like 30 something.
Woo!
Yeah, when they
Yalla Van Zannery coming for him soon.
No, because he's in prison right now.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know about it, because, you see, he had a high-profile case. Like, the government was looking for him. I mean, I remember him calling me, like, they trying to take my life, man. They trying to do this. They trying to do that. And for those of you, I'm going to direct this back to Arizona, with y'all out here yapping, talking about some had my baby father locked up. First of all, I left Snooki in 2002. My baby was all of 3 months old. I left. I said, that's it. I'm done. My Asian girlfriend stole a car with that. Then that bitch a real gangster. She was the truth. She could have had me killed. She could have told him my plan at any time. That bitch did everything she said she was going to do. She stole a car and got me out of Milwaukee. Came to Detroit. She still got down, worked, made sure we had money, you know, because I had just had my baby until I got well. And, I mean, she just kept it. I mean, she had a little mishaps because, you know, she Asian, so, and them niggas in Detroit is thuggalicious. And, you know, she started falling for him. I said, look, Sudie, they black. You know, I'm black. You can't believe nothing a nigga telling you. They don't tell you anything. I said, you beautiful, but they see you vulnerable, and they see you getting money right. This is Detroit. These niggas will put a wig on a pig, you know, and try to get, they don't give a fuck. I said, they're going to take advantage of you. You think I'm not taking it. Like, we out here getting money together. I mean, we started our own escort agency in Detroit, Royalty, something or another. I forgot, Royalty Entertainment Escort, something like that. And when I would post the ad in the paper in Detroit. But, yeah, she ended up going to prison.
Nice.
But that's a true blue bitch. I mean, the niggas ain't her nowadays. I mean, because she could have put my name in and she could have did anything. She didn't. But anyway, back to Snooki. Yes, I had a baby by him, Superior, my baby, the love of my life, who's 12 now. And, you know, after my daughter was born, I just knew I had to leave. I knew it was over. And I really loved this man. I was willing to die for him. But he started doing me so disrespectful and so dirty. Like, he would hide me. I mean, because I left and went home a couple times to my father before he died while I was pregnant. And then my oldest daughter she was with my father during this time. But he would hide me from the other girls because they became just, you know, like, no, we can't be around her. We can't this. We can't. Mind you, I ain't did nothing to now one, but it was just that as a woman, your intuition, you can tell when somebody really gives a fuck about another person, no matter what they say.
Right.
No matter what they say. They can talk about the bitch like a dog, say she ain't shit, say she ain't, you know. For him to even talk about me and bring him in another household, you know, that's saying, okay, well, she's on his mind. Why is he good or bad? And they just hated. They wouldn't work. They didn't want to do nothing. Then when I got pregnant, it's like, fuck, that bitch pregnant. I better get pregnant too. Or this, you know, like, you better get me pregnant. You know, and then everybody pregnant. Now we pregnant all at the same time.
Oh, my
crazy.
God.
I mean,
that actually happened.
We live in the same house.
Wow.
No, we all had our own house. At one time, I have went through that, though. And then Snooki was so dirty with it. Like, well, I mean, I don't mean to call a man dirty. I'm sorry.
No, that's emotion talking. I mean, see, when you speak like that, we understand you're not trying to trash him now, but you're reliving it. You're going back into the feeling of that time. So I understand it. I know you're not saying it about how you feel now, but you're doing a good job of taking us back there.
Or bitter,
right.
And I'm definitely not blaming him for what I've done. You know, I even apologized to him later on in life, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, you know, he would take us to a hotel, make us all be in the same room. You know, he the only man there, like 5 bitches in a double bed hotel room. He would make us do this for about a week. You know, like, y'all gonna this, y'all gonna learn. You know, and it was that.
Okay,
was
wait. I'm missing something, sweetheart. We gonna do what for about a week? I'm playing dumb on purpose.
Yeah, go to a hotel. You know, y'all gonna work. I'm gonna make y'all go to Chicago every night. You know, we would have to drive to Chicago every night. I mean, he wouldn't go with us to work, but to make us go to, like, we would have to leave our comfort zone.
Right.
You know, I guess when hoes start acting up. I mean, because that is, we all in some ways love this man. So even though we know it's other hoes and he's dealing with other hoes and dealing with other girls, you content with that, you can handle that. But to see that shit in person, oh my God, that is like, you know, it's gut wrenching. You know, to wake up and he fucking another bitch. And don't let her be a new bitch. It's like, how you fucking this new? Who the fuck is this hoe? You know, we done put in work, my nigga. We done went cross country. We done did this. We done did that. Why are you on the floor?
Product. Exactly.
You know, fucking this bitch because it's new pussy. I don't give a fuck. You know, that shit is gut wrenching. It's gut wrenching. You just have no idea until you like.
So no matter the fact that, you know, he was the pimp and you all were the hoes, that there was still this connection between you and him as a woman. The woman thing never disappeared.
When it was your time, when you were with him, that was your man.
He was yours. That was your man.
Family. You know, that's what it was. We were both fucked up, equally fucked up people. You know, like we would say, I mean, it's immoral before God, but we believed in each other, and we believed in what we were doing, and you know, you love this guy. We all willing to die for each other. You know, back then, your pimp, even though, I mean, they did more than just take your money, because one, they had to take care of everything. They had to take care of every bill. So, you know, they just wasn't keeping money to themselves. We all had separate houses, like I said. Some of our taste was different. I came wearing Prada every fucking day. So, and my hair weaves back then, you know, were like $400. So I had a different taste than a lot of the other girls, and they had, you know, it was other girls who came and had different tastes. But Snooki, I mean, we kept ourselves together. Everybody drove. I mean, we all had our own house, like I said, but to take us out of that and then put us in a hotel room together.
It's like
you
boot
know,
camp.
and then I was older than a lot of them. Well, you know, one girl 19. Well, she's old now. I mean, but she was 19, and I think I might have been like 25 at that time. And then Shorty, she got like 3 kids by him now. She might have been like 21, 20, or whatever. And then I remember Lisa came on board. She was one of his close partners, girls for a long time. And she was like the sorriest bitch, you know, because she was his friend's bottom bitch, but she was sorry as fuck when she came near, you know. And I believe, like, Pimpin' just kind of saw, he thought she was going to be the same way to him that she was towards T-Bone, but, you know, that's how hoes played that game back then. I mean, I kind of didn't. I would consider Snooki to be my only pimp. I mean, Ken was more of a, like, come on, let's go, let me show you. I was just getting my feet wet, and he kind of was like my advice, like my teacher. He was like a Mr. Miyagi, because that dude, when I tell you, that's a smart dude. I mean, he went to prison, but he went to prison for, like, bank robbery, you know, some real shit. He didn't
Right.
He didn't go for no bootleg shit. He went for bank robbery, and he's just an intelligent man. So the money that he's getting right now, he should be. And all his hoes were smart and together. So, yeah, just to be in a hotel room, though, with a bunch of other hoes, because you got to go figure, these are not regular, quiet women. You know, hoes are, we all done went through something that led us there. So we over the top, some of us bipolar, some of us schizophrenic. You know,
Somebody
you
on their period.
You can't,
Exactly.
To this day, I don't sleep good at night. Because, I mean, back then, it was like, I slept with one eye open. Because you never know. Just like that bitch went to sleep, she was sleeping good. She didn't know Miss Jazzy was going to go boil water and pour it on her. But that's just how, you know, hoes thought. You didn't know what this bitch was. Hey, I was a compassionate hoe. Because if I was anybody else, you know, the bitch probably would have been cut up and dead. And back then, under no circumstances did you ever, you know, call the police. None of us did. I mean, we were near death. Okay, I remember Snooki got tired one day of whooping my ass, and he told his friend, look, I need you to finish this because I'm tired.
Wow.
And, oh, my God, his friend grabbed the belt and turned it around where the buckle end. So he was beating me with the buckle end. And, I mean, oh, my God, my head was busted, my leg, everything. I'm chocolate, and you could see my whole body was bruised up. I was bloody everywhere. I could not walk. People had to help me, like, use the bathroom, and I couldn't draw my eyebrows on. You know, I couldn't do anything.
Let me interject something really quick for the people who I know are listening. I'm not going to play devil's advocate coming at you, but I know what some people who are listening are going to say. They're going to say, wait a second, I ain't going to take no whipping like that. Let's not even talk about hoeing. You know, let's just talk about the whipping part. Okay. Now, and I understand your stance, and I'm going to try to play the go-between, but some people are going to say, wait a second, ain't that much love in the world? Ain't that? What was it, or what is it, or what phenomenon is it that has someone wired that way where they will take that, meaning that, did you see him, what did he represent to you? And I'm asking this proactively for other people.
Okay.
What did he represent to you that possibly filled, or actually filled, a possible void in a way that may not have been proper? Now, we all know that we're all messed up in some kind of way, so I'm not judging.
Oh, no, you can't go,
Yeah, so I'm never going to come at you that way. I'm just trying to maybe clarify what is. Not whether it's good or bad, but just what is.
Okay, and I'm going to explain it so that your listeners can maybe understand as best as possible.
And one more thing. I understand everything you're saying. I feel you on everything, right?
I know you do.
But see, I got a little experience with things here and there in the world, but there are people, we have to speak in a way that we're speaking to the squares who don't know. I'm not calling my listeners squares, but for those who may be or naive, we got to break it down for them too. So I want you to go in on that. That way, again, like you said, you want to help people from maybe falling into certain situations. And I want people to understand that we going in on this ultimately because somebody is listening that says, man, I love what Jazzy said. I'm going to go a different way.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, to his listeners, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can because I know it does sound crazy, and it is crazy, and looking back on it now, it sounds crazy even to me. But from being abused young, as a child, I mean, never by my father or my mother, but I did get spankings, and I got spanked by my father, so that could have also started it. And I also had a father who would come home and give me $100 bills at maybe 7, 8. So that could have started it. But I was sexually abused by people in my family, and just abused in many different ways. And what that does, if you don't get help for it, that causes you to maybe become kind of, you look for that in a person because you think that that's supposed to be there. And it becomes kind of okay to you to an extent. Now, it never really became all the way okay. That's why I left in a short period of time that I did, and I never saw his face again when I left. But for me, what made me take the abuse as long as I did was, he represented the air that I breathed. He represented life for me. He represented a time and a place. And my thing is, when I love you, it's like I don't want to be nowhere else. I don't want to know nothing else. I don't want to see nothing else. You are my movie. You are my star. You are my dream. You are my nightmare. You are my peace of mind. You my thunder. You everything. And that's how I thought back then. And I somewhat similar think like that now.
No, but that's good. That's a
I'm
good
not
thing.
willing to go through the same thing. No, and I'm not gonna. I wouldn't.
That basic feeling is a good thing. It's just that it was played out in the wrong situation. No, but but what you just described as far as giving your all to a man like that, that's really righteous. It's just that sometimes we come up and we end up in situations where we choose the wrong people, the wrong situation, or maybe we're not ready at that particular time and we're not clear of the things in the past in our lives, and those things are manipulated, or they just fall into place where it's not a good situation.
Not a good situation. And I do believe that God intended for me to be a nurturer, and I believe in being submissive to a man. I believe in taking care of my man, having his food ready. Just being that woman that, what you say goes, because a man is supposed to be the head of his household, and you are the foundation as a woman. Fortunately, it's just not a lot of men that, is even worth that type of treatment, because when a woman like me comes in, and I'm just willing, if it's for family, for love, whatever, I'm willing to die for it, and I'll do, whatever it takes. A lot of times men see that as a weakness.
No, that's a good thing. That's strength, though.
Of it, and they tend to probably treat me worse than any other woman that they'll have. But yeah, I saw him as my everything. So I was able to take that beating. I never cried no matter what he did, and still look at him with love in my heart, and still feel like, okay, Janelle, if you keep loving this man, like most abused women, if you keep loving them in the right way and just do things different, he'll change. It'll get better. It'll this, it'll that. But he tried to change a little bit, but not when he saw that something changed in me, and he knew that, okay, she's trying to leave. She's trying to leave, because he kept testing me. This guy was very clever, very intelligent, and he always said, as long as you talking shit, I know you good. Because that's what I do probably on a regular basis. But when I'm quiet, that's when people work. Even now, I'm going through that. Like when I'm quiet for a couple of days, this dude don't get a cuss you, a fuck you email or nothing like that. Then he starts sending me shit, saying stupid shit to see if I'm gonna react. Because if you don't hear from me, it's like, okay, what she got going on? What's in her head? I know it's 8 bitches in her head. I don't know what she gonna do. And believe me, when I left Milwaukee with my baby, I went on a rampage. See, that was the young me. People say I'm crazy. Now, I ain't crazy now. I'm very rational. I think about things before I do. A lot of times I say fucked up shit. But back then, I was hands-on. I would talk shit to his mama, like call his mama, cuss her out, go back to Milwaukee, do fucked up shit when I knew he was out of town and couldn't get to me, and then get in the car, sue with the Asian girl, and she would have me back in Detroit or whatever, because that's where we were before I went back to New York or whatever. But yeah, I would just do just the worst shit. I would go after his kids, talk shit to his kids, find his kids, go, just do fucked up shit, because I felt like, hell, I'm fucked up. My daughter ain't with you. Shit, fuck you, fuck your other kid. I was really pissed off, and
right.
I lost it for a minute. And this guy, I mean, he was relentless. He came to Detroit, and he would be, this is how God was watching over me, because he would be me and the Asian girl would be at one spot, and he'd be like, I know where you at, bitch, and he'd be just pulling up. We'd be done just left. When I went back to New York, he came a couple times. He had people trying to set me up. What's up, Maroy? I know you remember that, but people trying to set me up for him, but I was so hip to him, and I knew when people would call me that it was for him, because I knew how Snooki taught and what he said and how he thought. So when somebody's telling you to do something, they're going to do it in their form, and you're going to sound like them. And it's like, no, you're not getting me with this, telling me to meet you here and meet you there, and the way you're sounding, and you telling me, hold on, I dropped the phone, and you still talking. You're still talking because, you want this nigga to hear what I'm saying. So I'm already up on it. And the beauty about New York City is it ain't easy to find no motherfucker there. So,
exactly.
Because I tell you, I'm in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You go around Brooklyn all day talking about you seen Janelle. Yeah, a lot of people saw Janelle because that's a West Indian name. What you gonna say? You seen Janelle? She got a weave, or she got this haircut, or she this. Yeah, I seen her. She over there on Flatbush Ave, because it's a million of them motherfuckers over there. So I mean, you're not gonna.
That's so right. You're not gonna find nobody in New York. You could
sure
be around the corner, and you look. Put it this way. I've met people that lived like around the corner from me, and they lived there for 20 years, and I never saw them.
Me too. That is the best thing ever. Oh my God!
So don't even go cross town. You're really never going to find them.
Walking distance, and I didn't see them no more. But here, oh my God, it's not like that. It's intense, because you're gonna see these people, and it's like they family, and they around the corner, and it's just. Oh my goodness! It's crazy, but yeah, that is what allowed me to stay there. I was a diehard, so to speak. I believed in love, and I still do, even though it was a crazy kind of fucked up type of thing. But it was something beautiful about it too. I mean, we did have a beautiful little girl that's just amazing to this day. I named her Superior for a reason. I mean, she kind of made the situation make sense. I mean, everything happens for a reason. And I remember getting on my knees one day, praying to God, like, God, open up a door, help me lead this man, because I love him, and I had a child with him. I mean, people on the street that I lived on would come to me like, look, I got some money. I'll put you on the bus. You can go wherever you want to go. Whatever, you going to just get out of here. I remember this old lady lived across the street on North 29th Street in Burleigh in Milwaukee. And she would come like, I'm praying for you, baby. You should just leave him. And I mean, my friends, my family, because they lived in Flint. I'm from Flint. They would drive down there and show up at the door unexpectedly, like, come on, get in the car, let's go. I'm like, look, y'all gonna get me killed. You didn't know this man could have been here. Y'all gonna get me killed. I'm gonna leave, but just not right now. I got to do it on my own terms. And the day that I did left, I remember it like yesterday, because it was so eerie, and we were all so scared. I remember my oldest daughter; she was there, and my newborn baby. And I didn't take much of none, but I remember stashing up to, I might have had like about 3,000, something like that, which is nothing, but that was enough for gas, food.
Right.
We can stay in a hotel wherever we're going for a few days. And then my family's in Michigan. I had family in Michigan, in Detroit at the time. So what's up, Pookie? That's where we stay. Everybody got a cousin named Pookie. But
you're so right about that.
I remember him saying, I'm going to go to the store, what you cooking for dinner? And I said pork chops or something like that. He left. We probably had about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to get out of that house. And I just want to throw this out there. When I was younger, I remember my daddy saying to me, a man will never touch feminine hygiene products. Like, now y'all will go to the store and buy pads and shit like that.
Right.
But touch them, no. So Snooki was so good. Like, he knew where you hid money. If you tried to stash money, he hid it. But Janelle, honey, she was so clever, Miss Jazz. She took that money. She would open up the pads.
Oh,
you know, I'd be
wow.
like, go buy a box. I open up the pads, put the money inside, and put the pads back in the thing and set it back up there. And wasn't my daddy telling the goddamn truth? Because it was about, like I said, about $3,000 in the pads, inside the pads.
Exactly.
I'm giving y'all that. So if y'all need to hide money from somebody,
Good tip.
that's just a good place to do it. And I probably shouldn't have told that just in case somebody else was using that. But yeah, he never checked there. And I mean, he like studied everything because he started noticing shit. He'd be like, where's my baby clothes at? Because the only person stuff I really kind of got was my newborns as far as like food and her milk and shit like that. But we really didn't even take none. I remember saying, you know, when he left out the house, I remember saying, let's go. And everybody, you fall in line or get left. The oldest one, keep up. I got the baby in one arm, didn't even have her car seat. Sue, she the driver. We in a stolen car. I mean, you know, like you would have thought we was robbing a bank. It was like, let's go. Get in the car, let's drive. And we got maybe like an hour gone. Not even an hour, maybe like a half an hour. So we probably was in Chicago somewhere passing through, and then he started calling. And that nigga, oh, my God, you can hear in his voice, like, where the fuck you at? You got my motherfucking baby, bitch, I'ma kill you. And I mean, I heard this every day for about at least the first 2 weeks, and then his family calling, and they like, you know, he really doing bad, he this, he that. And for a minute, he did do bad, but even with me gone, and I knew he was doing bad, he called me a couple times like, I need you to send me some money, you know, I'm doing bad, and I did. I still send him, you know, if I had it, I still sent him money, because I was still getting it. I mean, we were straight. Like I said, I started my own little escort thing in
so you had some
Detroit.
fun.
I had a couple of girls working with Quanchivia. I had a white girl. I had Sue. So we was doing all right back, because this is when it was money in a lot of states. Like, you could really do good if you were that type of girl and you knew how to get your money. You know how to hustle, period. Everybody had their diploma. Everybody had some kind of trade. You know, wasn't no dummies around here. We wasn't no high school dropouts that had to be there, and we were starving or didn't come from, or we came from the projects. Janelle didn't come from no projects at all. She don't even have no ghetto story, other than when I was grown. You know, shit, I struggled a little bit. I was by myself.
Right.
But I didn't grow up like that, and nor did I raise my children in a project either. Not saying that they never did, because saying you live in a project in New York is totally different than saying you live in them anywhere else, you know, especially Arizona, because it's hard-working people married to families that live in the projects in New York, and they don't get welfare, none of that, and they still paying $700-800 a month. I know, because my first apartment in New York, in Brooklyn, was Marcus Garvey, and I was paying $700 out of pocket. Wasn't getting no welfare, nothing, because somebody had to show me how to do it, because I was working. And the girl, one of my coworkers, Keisha, she was like, we get paid cash, bitch. You know, and it's when the welfare didn't really question you like that.
Right.
So you can go down there and get that, plus go to work. I'm like, word? You know, I didn't even know how to do that. So neither here nor there. Yeah, you can still, you live in the projects in New York, you can still be paying up to $700. Now it might even be more. I don't even know what is going on, but I didn't want to raise my kids in projects, so, I mean, I stayed there a couple of months, and I think I stayed in Fort Greene projects like 2 months, but I was subletting that. That was somebody else's apartment, and I was in between places, so I stayed in Fort Greene in Brooklyn, and then I eventually moved to Bed-Stuy and had a nice little upstairs apartment. So, yeah, you know, you move up, and then before I left Long Island, I had my house. Left New York. I had my house in Long Island. I started in Wine Dance. You got to start at the bottom. Shit. I started in Wine Dance. Then I went to Bay Shore. Then I was in Central Islip. You know, you move up in the world. And that, me leaving New York, I'm not going to, in the beginning, it was a mistake to me coming here, because it's like, Janelle, you left your house. You left your good-ass job in Manhattan on 34th Street.
Yeah.
I was freelance makeup artist. Then so you making top dollar. That you working for the company. You're not the counter girl. You're not standing at the counter. You your own boss working for the company, you know. And they pay you top dollar. It's people. I was standing next to people making $90 an hour, 70, 100. You know, I'm making like 40 something or whatever. Just doing good. You know, working, moving my way up, going to Manhattan every day, feeling fabulous. In your all black, in your heels. You know, just living that New York life. And somebody from my past found me. He's down here now too, and he said, you know, Janelle, I've always loved you, blah, blah, blah. I think we should get married. I think we should this, that, and that. I mean, he sold me a dream, and it worked because for whatever reason, I was changing mentally.
Right.
Like, I started to become, I felt tired and mentally exhausted and afraid of something. I didn't know what I was afraid of, but you got to understand, I have always been a strong woman. I have always took chances, just been about life and just going forward. I've seen my mother die in front of me, and then my aunt died a few weeks later in front of me. And then, you know, just knowing you adopted, and I'm born addicted to heroin, and just, you know, from one thing to another, being molested. But, you know, I never stopped. When my mother died, I remember my brothers coming to the house like, so where you going? It's like I'm in this perfect world, and, you know, and in an instance, it's like, where you going? You know, what do you mean, where I'm going? It's my mother, too. No, where you going? It's like, shit, they adopted you. You ain't, you know, where you going? So I don't remember crying about it or nothing like that, even though I knew nothing about the world. But thank God I had a daddy with one-liners, and I'm telling you, this nigga kept it real from start to fucking finish. And my mother sold me fairy tales, but my daddy, he was a real nigga, and he used to tell me how he, you know, used to pimp in New Orleans. When I was fascinated by this thing. I mean, I was his date. He would take me to the Elks Club with him when I might have been like 6 or 7. I remember having my little rabbit coats on, and me and my daddy at the Elks on Saturday night. You know, and all the players, everybody in there, and I remember everybody, hey, Mookie, that was my nickname. Everybody knew me. You know, my father was the man, and it's like, you know, because who can bring their daughter, you know what I'm saying, in the Elks nightclub or whatever, the Elks Lounge, that still exists to this day. But who can bring, but he had the car. I mean, I remember him sitting me on the bar, like, every week. And then my mother, before she died, like, she began to kind of hate me. I mean, now looking back on it, I kind of get it. I didn't then, but, you know, after they got a divorce or whatever, she became really abusive towards me, and she kind of hated me. And then she would paint this picture to her family like, oh, this girl, she just terrible, she this, she that, you know, and I would hear them saying things like, well, send her back to the foster home and do this and do that. And mind you, I didn't come from no damn foster home. I was adopted at birth. I mean, you on my birth certificate, you my parent, ain't no foster home to go back to, you know. But my mother became vicious. Like, she was my first introduction, like one of my biggest haters right there. Miss, look, but
it's like
then,
that sometimes, though.
It's like that was still my mother. But just to make a long story short, you know, that I believe that before I moved out here, what was happening, you know, life was just kind of catching up. You know, I was tired.
You didn't have a break, though. You didn't.
Yeah, I never
it was
had
one thing
break.
after
That's
the other.
I never was able to stop, mourn, deal with it, nothing, from the abuse, from everything, even from Snoop, because at this time I had already Snooki was years ago. My daughter was about 10 or 11. Because she's 12 now, so she'll be 13 this year. Yeah, so she was 11, and it just started hitting me. And when he called out of the blue, this guy that I came down here with, I felt okay. You know, I felt kind of relieved and safe talking to him on the phone because he was from a place that I knew. You know, he was from Michigan, where we grew up.
Right.
So I felt safe. I felt familiar, and I felt okay. Because I was planning on moving to Vegas. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I was going to the West Coast anyway. I was going to go to Vegas. You know, makeup artists do good out there, too. I want to see what the West Coast is like. I've lived on the East Coast for a long time now. If it don't work, I'm going to do what I always do, bring my ass back to New York. But he was set on Phoenix. I'm like, what is this Phoenix? You know, I ain't never heard. No, I thought Phoenix was a bird. You know, that's what you pass when you on your way to Vegas or L.A. to the real states. You don't nobody go to. I ain't heard nothing, one good thing or one bad, nothing. Just other than, you know, the politics and everything is fucked up. I mean, as I got closer to coming down here, then people started telling me, oh, they racist, they this, they that, but you can carry a gun, you can do this, you can. I ain't heard nothing. Now I'm starting to hear, oh, the kidnapping. They the highest kidnapping rate in the country, and hell, I'm looking online. Phoenix is like number 2 as far as in the nation as far as poverty.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Got them beat. That's the only state that got them beat. And here's why it's fucked up.
But you never really hear about that, though, like that.
Yeah, but this is why it's even more fucked up. Because there's jobs down here. You know what I mean? That's why people from out of town come here. You can work 5. I was hired by 2 companies before I even left New York. Like, there's jobs down here.
But what gives?
Come down here, the natives, the people from here, they don't work. They don't do welfare. They the highest as far as welfare, children and foster care and all of that, CPS, child neglect and kidnapping. They the highest in the nation. Google them. Y'all think I'm lying. This is how fucked up these people are down here. It's like y'all got every nigga down here think he a rapper. Ain't nobody heard a damn nigga down here. They all in a studio right now somewhere making a whack-ass beat and a whack-ass song that ain't nobody gonna. I mean, these niggas 40, 50, you know, and they name themselves after the streets and shit down here. I'm Bethany Home. I'm Northern Boulevard. I'm this. I'm that. Nigga, sit your ass down. No, nobody. You old as fuck. You don't have no house, but you own a studio, and this is common down here. That's
crazy.
And then these like white people call you a nigga in your face, which I think is disgusting. Like these niggas don't stand for nothing down here. And I'm appalled because, you know, I come from bitches who stood up and fought. Like, we didn't come, black people stood up and fought. Not just black people, everybody. Hell, gay people, everybody. You can't even say the word fag in New York no more. They got a right to whoop your ass and throw you over a bridge because that's inciting a war. But they had to fight to get that in place.
Right.
You know, people, we didn't just, that's what America is. It's for the greater good of another human being. Nobody sat around and just let shit go. You know, I hear the sheriff down here, Joe or whatever, people complain about him daily because he got these niggas in tents for parking tickets, right? They got these tents out here. Have you heard about that?
Nah, tell me about that.
Yeah, well, they done had all kind of CNN documentaries on this man, Sheriff Joe something. I don't even know his whole name.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I did. He
been in office. He been the sheriff like 20-something years, and every time somebody complain about him, I'm like, didn't y'all have to vote that nigga in there? You know, like, so if y'all don't
so what are they complaining about?
In there, huh?
What are they complaining about?
Yeah, I'm like, how has he been there 20-something years? Why didn't you round up the posse and say, no, we finna vote against him. We finna do something about this. Because they dirty with, like, you, they'll pull you. They quick to put you in jail down here for stupid shit, little to nothing, parking tickets and shit. You know, and you will be in a tent outside in 200-degree slave weather. You know, no nothing. No air conditioning, no nothing, sitting there suffering. So I'm like, y'all don't stand for nothing. White people call you a nigga to you, and not the good white people. These be like Bubba and them, missing teeth and shit, sitting there calling you a nigga. I mean, I had to hit a man in his face in the parking lot at Walgreens. See, the people not from here. See, we fighting. And I remember the white man like, I'm going to call the police because I busted dead in this. I'm going to call the police. I said, sir, when the police get here, my daughter is going to be crying in the middle of fucking parking lot with her pants half down saying you tried to rape her. So, you know, you ready to do this? Let's do this because Jazzy's trained.
Good one.
I'm not going to jail. I'm not, I promise you, I'll ride this all the way to the Supreme Court. My daughter be standing there crying, talking about he was trying to rape me. Because it's one thing everybody in the world hates worse than a nigga, and that is a child molester, a pedophile, a predator.
Tell them.
Any of y'all. We don't like, we can all agree on that. Like, none of us like y'all. So, you know, whatever you say.
I never thought about it that way. You're right.
Yes. So it's just the attitude down here is just disgusting. Now, I'm not going to the town, as far as the town, I hated it in the beginning. I'm starting to love it because of how it's changing my thinking. It humbled me, and the Bible tells you that. Like, if you're not humble, I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna get you there, and I have to break you completely down in order for you to be what I need you to be. And Arizona is the opposite of everything that Miss Jazzy is. There is no big buildings here. Everybody's in flip-flops walking around with their real hair in pajamas at 6 o'clock. Miss Jazzy is hair weave, makeup, high heels, all of that every day, unless I'm sitting in a house like I am right now,
right.
Looking regular and tacky. But it's just, it's the opposite of me. And their attitudes is so, laid back and just, I don't know. I don't get it, but I respect and I appreciate what this place is doing for me as far as changing me as a woman. And that's just not even the place, just God. And I get,
right.
Now I get it. Even though I'm going through the worst shit I've been through, because when that guy brought me down here, who I knew from my past and thought was my friend, and couldn't understand why he would find me out of the blue, to lie to me, but he did. He brought me down here. He became abusive. He didn't do nothing. He treated me bad. My daughter, he was just horrible, just a horrible human being. Mm-hmm. And I had to leave my place because I had my place, job, everything before I even got here. I had to leave my place. I had to quit my job because I had to go to a shelter for domestic violence, and I had to quit my job just for a few, because they hired me back. They did hire me back, but at the first shelter, which is called Walk-In Shelter in Phoenix. If y'all come here, avoid it. But I had to quit my job, and I went to this, and I remember the first day I got there, and I saw this shit. I felt, oh, my God. It's like I can't stay here. I remember crying and getting up with my stuff, like I cannot stay in this shelter. And I went outside, and I started calling people. And I remember one of my close friends, and he's a pimp too, but I knew a few. They could have came from Vegas. That's where they were. Picked me up and had me in a one-bedroom by 5:30. I'd have been okay, but it's like, come on, Janelle. You do you really want to go back down that road? But I felt like a failure. It's like I took my daughter out of her school, out of her comfort, everything. I brung her down here, and now we in a shelter where they got cubicles and everybody on drugs and everybody this and everybody that. Do I want to do this? And just, I remember one of the counselors there, she started talking to me and saying certain things, and I remember just a feeling came. It's almost like God was speaking to me. Like, from the time I got here, it's like, I would get these feelings and hear shit in my head. Like, I know it sounds crazy, like I am kind of crazy, but I believe, God is real, and I believe that when you are crazy and he done made you his soldier, the things that you're feeling and you're hearing, it's like, that's him telling you, like, this is what it is. It's like, I'm hearing, Jazzy, you going to get, well, not Jazzy, but I'm Jazzy. This is me talking in third person. Like, Jazzy, you going to get this lesson. I'm trying to teach you. You give me your all, and I promise you, you're going to come through this with flying colors. You're going to be everything you want to be. I'm going to give you everything that you want in life that you've always wanted. But you have to do it my way now. You can't do it your way no more. I need you to humble yourself. I need you to get back in this shelter, and pay attention and get disciplined and do what you have to do. I remember I was fat. I was like 200 pounds. I got up one day, and I was like, I don't want to be fat no more, I went on a basic diet because I didn't really have money. I still didn't get welfare because down here they don't help the people trying to help themselves. They want destitute people to stay destitute. I hear they get money for destitute people, like you on drugs, you ain't shit, because they damn sure didn't help me in the shelter. But anyway, I met one of the counselors there, and I'm just going to call him B. Rocker, because I don't want this nigga getting no shine off of me, but his name was B. Rocker. He appeared like an angel. He was Louis McKay, honey. I was every bit of Jazzy Holiday, because she was fucked up in the head at that time, and I was breaking all the way down. But he would always stare at me, and I remember looking at him like, why the fuck is this guy always looking at me? I mean, he worked here. Why is he always looking at me? But one of the counselors one day, I asked about another guy because the director of this shelter, she knew what she was doing. I mean, she hired all cuties. You know, they was cute as hell, like walking around there. You couldn't ask them nothing because they didn't know shit. They was dumb as hell, but they was fine to look at. I'm like, okay, well, we in jail. We in cell block 24 right now, so at least we got eye candy to look at. But I asked about somebody else, and she was like, no, you should talk to B. Rocker. He's single, he a rapper too, girl. And I'm like, a rapper? Okay, I ain't never heard him. Who is he? And then she told me his nickname. And it's crazy because you got Snooky, and then you got his name with a B on it, right? Same exact name. But I remember I approached him, because he was always looking at my face, but he went outside one day playing basketball, and I approached him, and we just started talking. You know, I asked him about his life and how many baby mamas he got, and, you know, he just started telling me. And, you know, every day we would just always speak. Like, he would come on his days off, grab me, get my attention, speak. We would talk. I felt safe around him, really safe. And I felt like, even from the beginning, like, you know, something's up. You know, this guy is meant to be a part of this journey. Like, something,
exactly.
I didn't know what it was, but I had a eerie feeling.
That's right.
And one day I remember waking up feeling like something was holding me. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I did. I mean, on top of my breakdown, I'm feeling like something's holding me, and I felt like I loved this guy. I mean, I couldn't go to sleep without listening to his songs, and just, you know, it became crazy. But I remember giving him a note, and then I said something to him about it. I said, I feel crazy. I shouldn't even approach you. Like, he said, don't feel crazy. You know, you don't have nothing to be. I said, but I do. He said, I'm telling you, don't be. Because he really, I felt like he really liked me too, but because I was so different than what he was used to and what he had saw or what he had dealt with, he was kind of afraid. You know, he was from Arizona.
Right.
Shit, the weather don't change, and they bitches wear flip-flops, and, you know, they used to eating nasty Mexican food at that. If you talk to a Mexican from California, they don't even they don't even claim these Mexicans down here. I mean, I'm gonna call Kid Frost on them. That's what I'm gonna do, because I'm confused. The tacos is nasty, even though I eat them all the damn time over there at Boya Colo, whatever the hell the name of it. Hey, y'all, with y'all nasty-ass tacos that I seem to love that make my damn stomach hurt. But y'all got
but
to
you
stop
still
putting
eat
that
them.
grease in,
They must be good.
whatever y'all be doing. But anyway, we just had a good rapport, but I noticed towards the end, like when I was leaving that shelter going to the other one where they prepare you, you know, for your move or whatever, he became like standoffish, and I think he was a little afraid or whatever, or what it was. But everything about this guy, like everything he did, it always came back to me. Like our lives always, everything, we always, it's crazy, but we always came back to each other,
right.
Not even voluntarily. It's like something would
It was bringing you back.
Bring us back. And I knew, I said, something is up. Like, he reached out to another girl in that shelter. She was a little white girl, to, well, he says to pimp her. Now, mind you, this dude had a tattoo of Elijah Muhammad on his arm, a big one,
wow.
A big portrait. And that threw me all the way off. Because, see, back in the days, before I slid all the way downhill, I was a pledging member in the Nation of Islam at Mosque number, I think it was 3 in Flint. I went to Minister Farrakhan a few times in Detroit, and I went to Savior's Day in Chicago. I became really good friends with Malik Zulu Shabazz, who was he's head of the Black Panther Party in D.C. When I was in New York, I would go see him a few times, and I've been kind of speaking to him now because I do need representation. I'm trying to get him to help me now.
Right.
But yeah, I became really good friends with him or whatever, and I was really involved. I went to the Million Woman March, everything. So I know about this. I mean, this guy had this on his arm, and I'm like, we are very similar, but very, very different. It's like our paths, and even in our past, like we did a lot of the same things, but it was done differently and from a different perspective, but the same.
Exactly.
So when I went to the other shelter, I remember texting him, and he didn't know who it was, just to kind of make a long story short. But he responded back, and it kind of happened from there. And I hadn't talked to him in a long time. And one day I got paid, and I thought about him when I got paid, where I said, you know what, I'm going to send him a couple dollars. Just like, I sent him maybe like $40, and I'm going to tell him, take the kids to McDonald's. This is just for you. I think you hardworking. You a good man. And I wanted to approach him different, but not really different, because that's kind of typical of me. I'm very giving, and that's to anybody. There's a lot of people in that shelter I gave to on a regular basis, and they all kind of done me dirty in the end, too. But that's what it is. Spectacular people like me and you always going to get hated on. Regular people, y'all don't get hated on, and y'all got a lot of friends, because nobody's intimidated by you.
Right.
People are comfortable around you because you ain't shit. So they are able to sit in they ain't shitness and be comfortable because, you ain't shit. Whereas somebody like me that's ambitious, that has always taken chances, that has lived life, or like you, that is this powerful man, smart, intelligent, and doing your thing and taking chances, they're not going to be comfortable. We are going to intimidate them and make them insecure. So they will sit there. They'll be your friends a lot of times just to sit there and plot away.
Yes.
How can I jump on her back so I can take what she got and, get my moment? And I've had that ever since I've been here. But anyway, this guy that worked there, B. Rocker, I met up with him when I was in the hospital with one of the girls from the shelter who, I thought she was my friend. I was helping her. Gave her money to get her son circumcised because she didn't have none. The bitch had about 4, 5 kids, younger, 30 years old, a stripper, didn't know how to do a resume, never had a real job in her life. She was a hooker too. I got proof of all of it. And she, swear by, I didn't do this, I didn't do it. Bitch, you can't even read. You don't even know how to, you don't know how to spell properly. You can't talk. You don't know how to do nothing. I'm sure she dropped out in the 7th grade. I mean, she say she dropped out, but bitch, when did you drop out? Because I don't believe you went to high school, for real. But I was in the labor and delivery room with her, and he, B. Rocker, met me up at the hospital, yes, and, we went and we sat in the car, and we just talked for a long time, and he was telling me how he used to be a pimp, and he used to do coke, and he this and he that, and he was admitting it because, I was being real. I was like, shoot, I got a pass too. I was cross country. I was this, that, and the third. And looking back on it, he had that put like sparkles in his eye, like, oh, so she's this, that. I mean, because he knew I was breaking down, and he knew I wasn't really mentally in my right. My man had just been abused, and I was already going through something when I got here. So,
but then what
even though I went to work every day, I had got my job back. I was at work every day making good, decent money for Arizona anyway.
But you know what though? He can speak to you on levels that no one else could speak to, and you can speak to him on levels that no one else could speak to. Yeah. And when you both admitted a lot of the things in your past, it was almost like a camaraderie, like, okay, we have this secret group we're in. We have this connection that nobody else can have, because now we can really open up and be ourselves. Because, it's a heck of a thing to have maybe done things that, you're not ashamed of it, but to have to deal with a person who doesn't understand it. Now you got to explain the whole thing and try to convince them that, hey, this is part of your past, and they're looking at you in a judgmental fashion, but they got some jacked up things behind their holier than thou facade.
Right, so, that's even worse than what you would consider anything I've done.
Exactly.
I ain't never lost none of my kids.
Right.
I kept a roof over their head and didn't really raise them on welfare. That was somewhere in the beginning. But the second one, the first one, no.
Right.
So I don't know. And my kids saw me get up and go to work through it all. I mean, my daddy always said you have to learn how to maintain in society no matter what you do, because, if you have to go to court or anything like that, that is your record. Like, that is what, people will look at. And little did I know, that I would have to go to court one day. And my record shows me going to work every day. I ain't never been to jail, arrested, none of that. It shows me finishing school, always putting myself back in school. Right now, I'm enrolling in Glendale Community College, and I want to go back to New York and finish school there. So I'm serious about mine. That's what shows up on my record. You know that I was a cross-country hoe because I'm telling you the story, not because it's on record of me going to jail for any of that.
Right.
But the thing is, when I was saying in the beginning, like, our past is similar but so different because, he says he was a pimp, but in my mind, I mean, later on, looking back, like, this nigga was never a pimp. I mean, he was a pimp in his mind because he had a couple girls around him. He dropped them off at the strip club or did whatever he did.
Right, but that's not the same thing.
And got some money, but he didn't even have no money. He didn't even know how to get no money. So and when I presented, when it started with me and him, with him calling himself pimping me, he was coming from a place of manipulation because he knew I was down and weak, playing on my emotions, like lying, and he thought it was a joke. He just wanted to see if I would do all the things he said, because, I mean, he would listen to my stories all the time as far as, my past, but, he would be at work and send me texts, and not even just text, but to my face, like, I want to pimp full-time long as I got you. I got texts, voice notes, everything. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to some of that stuff.
Yes,
but
I did.
Yeah, he would send me texts, I want to pimp full-time long as I got you. Do you think I should quit my job and do it full-time? And I would be like, no, keep your job. I said, if that's what you really want to do.
If the hoes you knew in the past had 2 and 3 jobs and they were hoeing, how's a pimp going to quit his job? This guy going to quit his job just with you? And it was like he was trying to feel around.
Pimps didn't have no job. I mean, they own businesses and stuff like that, but they didn't. Pimping was their life.
But he can't.
That was our life. But we would, if the pimp had businesses, 9 times out of 10, one of the hoes was running. And if he had hoes that did have a job, depending on what type of job they had, because if you can produce the amount that he was asking you for, he didn't give a damn how you got it. That's just what a pimp. They don't care how you get it. If you can produce this amount every day and still maintain your life, shit, fine, bitch. If you can work at McDonald's, work at 10 of them. It don't matter.
Right.
If you gonna produce the money to him, what he's asking you for, back then, Snooki wanted $500. That was his minimum, $500 a night. That was his minimum. But he expected you to get. I mean, we was getting like 1,000. So. And then when he owned the businesses, you gonna work in his business, but when it came like nighttime or time to get some real money, you still did what you had to do. But yes, he was no pimp. No pimp is working. They wasn't working on 9 to 5. That's for another man. A pimp didn't even want you to work in an escort service or like a strip club, really, because you're working for somebody. You know what I mean? You're working for somebody else. You splitting your money. They didn't let you do drugs. A pimp would kill you if he thought you was on drugs. They'd sit up and snort coke all day in your face, but they'd kill you if they think you on drugs. They didn't let you do drugs. They rarely let you drink, unless they took you out, because they never wanted the drug dealer to be cut into their money or liquor. Cut no habit. No habit. So you didn't see drug addict hoes and none of that shit. Nowadays, every bitch on something. You see a hoe or a girl say she dancing or any of that every day, all on something. So
it seems like that now. It's like they have to numb themselves to get into it.
Yeah, because it's a dirty game. It's not. I mean, back then it was honor among thieves. That's why you see the people from back then. We still kind of all right. I mean, we might be a little fucked up in the head, but we still out here. We still okay. We still maintaining out here. But these new people, oh no, because they got goofies. Doofy in them, telling them, this how you get a nigga that ain't never had money himself, telling you how to get it. He think he's supposed to beat your ass for no reason or another. When it's just not making no sense. He not grooming you, and he just sending you places. A lot of girls coming up dead and all kinds. Bitches didn't go nowhere by themselves. You know what I mean? We had protection, or somebody would be with us, or we. It's just certain things you didn't do, and you was taught from the beginning. It's like if you get in somebody's car, you going to open it from the inside, because if he's trying to do something, he going to have a lock on it, so you can't get out from the inside. You never open the door from the outside. If you go to somebody's house, you can go by yourself. Just certain things, And then for the most part, you never really was supposed to go to anybody's house anyway, but if you did, you didn't go by yourself, and it was mainly done in a hotel and a decent hotel. Don't you go to no little motel or no little raggedy, because you can kill somebody there and don't nobody care. You go to a nice hotel, they got to walk past the front desk and everything. Everybody saw you go in there.
Security
you have to tell them
cameras.
what room you going to.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, it's just different now. And then these girls, I mean, if you in a hotel, that is illegal. So you have to know how to talk and you have to know what to listen for. And I see a lot of girls, like, their biggest mistake. See, a cop going to sound like a cop every time. They going to call you saying, well, I have 300, I have 400, is that enough? That ain't how a trick talk. We call them a trick because they trying to trick you just like you trying to trick him. He going to start at the bottom. He going to tell you, he might say, well, I don't have much. It's your job to use your mouthpiece and talk to this man so you can get the most money out of him. You understand? So
Right.
a cop going to call you right off the bat like, I got this, I got that. He going to make it sound too good to be true, and that's what it is. You going to open that door, and it's going to be like freeze. And now they turning prostitution, where it was a misdemeanor, they'll let you out. They turning it into felonies in most states. Hell, in Hawaii or Honolulu, I heard on the news, they turning these hoes into predators. They making them sign up as predators. They giving them a felony, putting them in jail, like on some martial law shit. They don't do nothing to the John, but they, on the other hand, you getting a felony, you going to jail, and you going to sign in as a predator, as if they were child molesters or some shit.
Wow.
So it's serious. It's real out here right now. It's not. It's not a joke.
Man.
But yeah, this B-Rocker over here, he was a predator. Because he saw what I was going through, and just to compensate me, telling him, you know what, I'm afraid, I need help, and I confided in this guy, of course, because he worked there, and I know a lot of people listening probably, they're not going to even understand where I'm coming from even with this, because I have a past. Well, I do have a past, but it was my past, and I told him my past because he worked there, but I went in that shelter really wanting help. I hadn't had to sell ass in years. I hadn't been in the game in years. That was in my 20s. I'm 41 now. You know what I mean? Like, I hadn't lived that life in years.
Exactly.
So when I came here, I was full-time employed by two companies, like I said, Boots Cosmetics and 24/7. They sent me on events, any makeup event that came. I was the girl working it. So I hadn't had to do that in years, but I don't know. Just everything. I mean, I knew he was lying, but I felt like it was a hold. It was always something there telling, do it. Just do what he says, You understand in the end. Just do it. I would send him money. I go to work, have a trick, meet me at my job. I clock in right quick, I mean, I was clever. I knew how to keep a job, and even with my mind all the way gone, believe it or not, listeners, if a person can have a complete breakdown, things that they know how to do with their eyes closed, they will always know how to do that.
Yeah.
Same thing, like my daughter was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar. She didn't want to come home no matter what. She like, Mama, I'm going to do this by myself. She knew how to get on a bus, Greyhound, go wherever she wanted to go. She knew how to take care of herself. Like certain things you know how to do without thinking, you're going to know how to do. So I'm going to know how to go to work and take care of my daughter and maintain as I am now. But, neither here nor there, I had a break and I went through it. He knew it. He knew I was going through something. And hello?
Yes.
Oh,
No, I didn't leave you.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying the flow.
Yeah, that's how he was able to get in and come at me with all his ridiculousness. I want you to be my hoe. I mean, he called me and I got E40 coming and I ain't got no money. I need you. I want you. I got these girls. I want you to groom them and teach them and this and that. I mean, a few times he would say things when I would be contemplating leaving, just not doing it, just not dealing with it no more. You ain't going nowhere. You going to stay here with your nigga and we going to win and go to the top. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, he taking my money, giving it to some fat, raggedy white bitch down here on welfare, just lying, just like my life is a joke. And that's disgusting to me. ended up quitting. I got a night job at Sky Harbor Airport. I was scrubbing toilets, doing. I don't give a fuck as long as the check coming in. You know, I had my day job, my night job, two full-time jobs. My daughter didn't even see me, but I was still dealing with him. He was still at the shelter. I think I stayed at the shelter for a little while after that, and then I found my own place because they didn't help me with nothing. No help with deposit, no nothing. I found my own place. I found a 3-bedroom condo, paid for it, moved in. I ended up going to a hotel. I started going to a hotel as soon as I moved out for him. I ended up quitting my night job. And I told him, I said, if you really serious, you know, I'll go all the way back in, you know, like you want me to. I'll go to New Orleans. I'll quit both my jobs. You know, just completely out of my mind. Like, I quit both my jobs. I'll do this. I'll do that. And the more I committed, the more I confessed my love, the more he saw I was crazy and out of it, the more vicious he became, you know. He became abusive. He started calling me bitches, wouldn't let me, like, don't touch me, don't this, don't that. I mean, he was just horrible. I remember him throwing me out the car in the middle of the night.
So all the sweetness was just a cover. It was just a cover for him to get near you and close to you to start inflicting this on you, and he caught you at a down time in your life.
Down time, because he's a low life. And not only that, he was an insecure bitch.
Right.
So he had to be that way in order to keep me the way that I was. He had to keep playing on my head. I mean, because because in between those takes, I could feel his admiration, and he would say certain things, and I could tell there was something there. It was a rapport, and he would hug me, and, you know, you looking real fresh, and you this and you that. You know, it's just...
But see, at the same time, I feel he resented you for a lot of the good qualities.
Of my strength. It's like the same things he admired about me, he resented. Because, you know, people down here, they don't take chances, and they don't do anything. And then he living mediocre. And then the girls he say he had, these bitches don't get no money. Everybody on welfare here. That's why they number 2 in the nation as far as poverty and people on welfare when there's jobs down here. I could see if this was Detroit or Mississippi even, where it ain't no damn jobs, but it's here where it is a job.
That's
Y'all
crazy.
just don't work. If you come down here and go to work, ain't nobody in that job gonna be from here. Everybody I worked with since I've been here, nobody was from Arizona. It may be one person mixed in there, but everybody else either they from a different country or a different state. So, you know, they don't do. They in the studio all day at 50, writing whack ass lyrics and making whack ass beats and putting on whack ass shows that don't nobody see but other people in Arizona, because that's what the hell they do down here. They rap all damn day. Everybody, the bitches and the men, and guess what? White people. Not that white people can't rap, but it's supposed to be one white rapper per state. One white rapper. How am I in a state where all white people walking around here like they can rap? Since when? Since when? If you look at the history of white rappers, look at Detroit. We had 1, 2. I'm going to put Kid Rock in there, because he goes hard in the paint at whatever he do. But Eminem was phenomenal. Even if you look at New York, you had Third Base, you had the Beastie Boys. Mm-hmm. These people legendary. But you ain't counting up 50 white rappers in none of these places. In New York, you know what? Everybody is a rapper, but guess what? Everybody really is a rapper. You know, they really on the radio, really, you know, rap, really doing what they do. But down here, these people don't do nothing. They sit in the studio all day. And even in New York, you know, when rapping is slow, and this is from, I dated a few, and I still fuck with them. My nigga Rock from Helter Skelter coming down here soon, or whatever. And they still work and do other things, you know, hustling to get their money when rapping is slow or a show ain't coming through. Not these niggas. They in that studio right now talking about this my moment, this my year. Nigga, you 50 years old. What you mean it's your year? You know, how you own a studio or you paying on a studio, worried about a studio, trying to pimp girls that's destitute in a shelter to maintain a studio, but then your baby mama got you in court for non-payment of child support for $100. And not one time, but you in there a few times for both of your baby mamas.
$100.
$100. You can't pay $100.
But you got a studio.
No, like, really?
And you know he's got to be living in the studio.
Huh?
Got to be living in the studio.
No, down here you can find a bitch to live on. These bitches will let you move in and give you their EBT card. Oh. You good. You be eating good. You know, they'll let you move in, especially the Mexicans with their sloppy ass, dirty. Yes, I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck. You can call me a nigga to my face, bitch. I'm going to say what it is. They sloppy down here. You know, these ain't no bad. These ain't no Apollonia. I figure if you don't look like one of Prince's ex-girlfriend, bitch, you ain't Mexican. I don't see you on Telemundo. I just left New York with badass Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and everybody. Bitch, you don't look like none of them. You know what I mean? And then even in New York, with that being said, like, black girls champions there. You know, we champions. We didn't have that memo. Down here they on some old light skin, dark skin. I'm like, what the fuck is this, 1965?
Exactly.
Nigga, how did I miss the whole light skin, dark skin? In Michigan, we champions. Ain't they? We didn't get that memo. You know, you come down here, these niggas is some self-hating slaves for real.
Yes.
And B. Rocker with his Elijah Muhammad tattoo, you know, after this whole thing was over with him calling himself pimping me. He's my predator. But honey, you ain't no pimp. That's disrespect to the real pimps that really is out there and doing it how it should be done, even though it's immoral before God. Don't get me wrong, listeners. I am definitely not bigging it up or supporting it, but, you know, we're going to give credit where it's due. If they grown and that's how they doing it, you know, do it right. But, no, he was definitely not a pimp. He was a predator who preyed on destitute women who, that's like if I'm already shot and then you come in and shoot me again and then you go around telling people, oh, I got that bitch. Nigga, you ain't did shit. I was already about to die. And then here you come in with your bitch ass talking about you got me. You know, and that was the only way for him to keep me down. Like, he had to be mean. Because I was so weak and so vulnerable and so out of it, you know, and that when you have to, in order to love, you have to let yourself kind of go, let a guard down. And my guard was just all the way down because I was just gone mentally anyway. I really loved him. So even now, I still love this guy. But I hate it. It's like I know who you are, and I hate myself for even giving a damn. Because by now, I would have had my baby daddies, Ray, Pookie, Raheem, all of them drag this nigga up Dunlap a few times. And he knows that. That's why he running his mouth. And now he done joined hands with another bitch-ass poop popper, pop-tart, twerk team-ass nigga down here. And they sitting up just saying stupid shit. And I'm like, first of all, y'all men. What are y'all, PMSing? My nigga, y'all sound like bitches in labor. You sitting around talking shit about a woman, and then you coming back emailing me, telling me about the shit. You know, like, what grown men? This is the type of men that's down here, and they really don't see the wrong in it.
It's not just there. Trust me.
Like, this ain't no grown man shit. And then what are you so mad at me for when you got my money? You took my money. You know what I mean? What the fuck you complain? What the fuck you around here talking shit? Oh, I pimped that bitch. She a cop caller. She called the feds on me. She had her baby daddy locked up. Bitch, my baby daddy, first of all, he was wanted by the government, a high-profile case. You can Google him, Derek Avery, Pimp Snooki. He was going to prison no matter who showed up. When the people called me, found me with names like Special Agent in front of their names. I thought these motherfuckers was the Illuminati and the world was ending, okay? When these people come for you and they said, yo, he could have been in Guam or Africa. We going over there to get him. He was going to prison. The only reason my daughter's father even had a trial is because he wanted one, and that's his right as a American citizen. But they was trying to give him with double life. So maybe him having a trial saved he only got 20 years or whatever. But Miss Jazz, I was removed, hadn't seen his face in 10 years by the time they arrested him. They said they was following him for 7 years, building up a case, because they knew he was fucked up. And in the end, you know, we found out that he himself was working for the feds. So nobody put him in jail. He put himself in there. He was a fucked up person towards people, and that's what happens when you are. Eventually, it's going to get you.
Yeah.
You hear that, B-Rocker? You think you getting over. Now, what saved your life is the fact that we went to court, and you are a motherfucking idiot, and I was murder, she wrote. Damn it, I was Matlock in the third court. I made him look ridiculous. You told on yourself in court, and your state so fucked up, they want to push this shit under the rug, let the time run out, because they don't want to be embarrassed. And I've been hearing, like, how bad it is, but I'm experiencing it. I mean, I done had to cuss out people at Maricopa County for the stupid shit that they saying to me, wouldn't give me victims compensation. Lady telling me, well, we're not giving it to you because you were involved in criminal activity, but there was no crime, there was no proof of a crime committed against you. Well, bitch, how am I in criminal activity if no crime was done against me? Who the fuck you talking to me like I'm stupid now? And then the detective, all of a sudden, his computer don't work. Every time I send him evidence that he done asked for, it don't work. Now, mind you, me and this B-Rocker, we on camera at a hotel because he at the hotel with me acting a damn fool in the hallway. We on camera. All this is documented. All my texts, everything, documented. Money orders, all of it. They never went to get that. When we went to court, all that's recorded. Even the judge said, if you got a case, you can walk out. You don't have to be here for this. Because it was only for an order of protection. And I said, this nigga, he bothered me the whole entire day, called me, and then you got the nerve to come to my door with an order of protection. I said, oh, hell no. Your 6'2" ass, went to a courthouse to get an order of protection, And so I took him to court, and, you have to cross-examine the person or whatever.
Right.
And I killed him. This man, everything I asked him was about the case, and he answered it like a big dummy. After he just said none of this happened, and I didn't pay her no mind, and I never talked to her, and didn't give her the time of day. When, bitch, this was all you manipulating and asking and plotting and making up stories, talking about some people after you because they blaming you for a package, told me to get him $5,000 while I was in the shelter. Don't you know I actually tried to do? I'm sure I handed him at least $1,000. This while I was in the shelter. And see, that fucked him up too because I was giving him money. I was giving him a lot of money. Like, not a lot, but for somebody to be in a shelter, down, going through whatever they going through, it's like whatever he said, here, I got $400 now. What you need, some more in a couple days? All right, here, I got another $400. I had acquired a few white men down here. I would call them up, say whatever I had to say. They'll bring me the money. And I would tell him, like, you know what, by 12:30, I'm going to call you, and you come pick this money up. And then by 12:30, I was calling him, and he'd come pick that money up. So I'm sure that blew his fucking mind because he ain't never had no bitch give him shit. He ain't never really had shit. So, he just probably was blown away, and in his mind, it's like, okay, let me keep just making up shit and saying shit because he think it's all him. Like, this, I'm doing it. I'm running game. I'm this. You ain't doing nothing, bitch. I'm fucked up in the head, even though I see what, I was kind of alert and aware. This guy lying. This was something, I swear, it had a hold on me.
Even if you were 10%, your 10% would still run circles around him. See? And remember that at the base of it all, his foundation was one of insecurity. See?
Yeah.
So that would never change.
He still is, because he's still, the shit he's saying, oh my God. This nigga running out of shit to say. He running out. It just make no sense. Like, she a cop caller. She got the feds on me. I hit that nigga like, the feds? I said, nigga, chips came for you. Nigga, the fucking bicycle, the security guard showed you. Why, if I call the feds about you, they'll hang up in my fucking face. They come for niggas with money. They don't come for niggas standing in front of the store or nickel and dime ass nigga. Well, ain't no feds came for you. Is you serious? I said the FBI, they showed up for me. They wasn't for you, nigga. Ain't no fed. Nigga, please. You ain't got no money. You nobody. And I never called the detectives. And it all came about with him challenging me. Like, in the end, when all I asked him for was an apology, a sincere apology. But this nigga I ain't apologizing. You begged me. You did. Motherfucker, ain't nobody begged your raggedy. I got to beg a nigga. Why I'm begging you to tell the truth? Why you don't do that? If I call you right now and beg you to bring me something to eat, is you going to do that? Or beg you to bring me my damn money back? You ain't going to do that? But I had to beg you to give you my money. And nigga, go take a nap because you sleepy. You know, with that shit. I mean, he just all around town just saying just the most ridiculous. Now he talking about my daughter's father. And I'm telling him, like, nigga, you know you's a sidewalk nigga. You's a sidewalk nigga. You keep coming back trying to play in the streets, you know. You don't know who I know. And my daughter's father, he got family that's here in Glendale, and even if he didn't, every one of his crazy, all them niggas is convicted felons, be right down here, and you know you ain't built for it. Because I have my Jamaicans down here, and one tried to call him on the phone. He wouldn't even answer the phone or meet up. And I said, you know what, I'm going to fall back. I'm going to handle this different. This ain't what's on my heart. God don't want me to do it like that. And I don't want to see no nigga go to jail, you know, for a square-ass sidewalk nigga that didn't have no business playing in the street any damn way. So I'm just going to, you know, I ain't going to call nobody. I'm going to go at this alone. This is my mess, and that's how grown folk handle it. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, you know, with him saying he ain't did none of this, I'm lying, this and that. But he going around telling his family, everybody, I pimped her, she this, she that. She just mad because I'm in a relationship now.
Oh,
you
wow.
square-ass, ragamuffin-ass nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Or that raggedy fat-ass white bitch you got calling, playing on my phone, writing me on Facebook. This bitch wrote me for 2 hours one day talking about how happy you, bitch, you mad because I'm happy. I said, no, bitch, because you confirming that you ain't happy. Because ain't no happy bitch writing me on no goddamn Facebook for 2 hours explaining theyself. That's for damn sure. Hell, I ain't even that happy right now, and I ain't writing now, bitch, explaining nothing. This bitch, you mad because I'm gonna be getting that dick tonight? I said, no, bitch, what you have become is my joke of the day. Because, bitch, you wanted to make me mad. You should have been saying you mad because I'm on this dick right now in Hawaii somewhere, you know, a vacation that he paid for. But you going to talk about some you mad because I'm getting it tonight? I said, bitch, where the fuck he at right now? He probably fucking a bitch named Amber while he telling you he at the studio somewhere. And if your pussy's so great, why he ain't in it right now? And why are you bothering me on Facebook? Because, see, that's their life down here, Facebook.
Yeah.
Everybody down here in Arizona, that's like, you know, personal shit. I done heard the word stalking more than I ever have in my life. Bitch, you stalking me, looking at my pictures on. Bitch, that's what the fuck Facebook's for. You looking at my shit? So how the fuck that's stalking? Now, nigga, stalking is when you showed up at my house unannounced, banging on the fucking door, looking like John Cusack in the Breakfast Club or whoever that was, a 1985 movie, you know, with his fake Louis McKay haircut and shit in the window to my Janelle, whatever you want, I'm going to apologize, just, you know, from my heart, whatever you need, whatever. And then as soon as I let him in, he turned back into Lucifer. You know, as soon as I let my guys, I said, all right, you know, come in, let's talk. Mind you, you know, Janelle was fucked up in the head, so the day that he came over there, I was getting high or whatever, and I felt pissed off that the nigga done disturbed that. It's like, come on, nigga, you done fucked up my peace of mind. You got me back. I'm back. I was back doing drugs, you know? Like, and then you gonna come over here and take my high, fucked up moment away and shit. My house ain't clean. You know, it was decent, but not all the way clean how I normally keep it.
Right.
It was morning. He come looking like I said, a fake ass Louis McKay with a new haircut, dressed all cute, looking all yummy, licious, because he want to fucking throw me off. I said, nigga, you know what? That shit don't work no more. It don't work. You and your I'm sorry and all this shit, none of that shit. But he came in and turned right back into Lucifer and shit. So it's just, you know, he a bitch beyond, and I ain't gonna even say a bitch because I'm a bitch, and the shit that he do, I would never do. And I told him that. I said, you know, I talk shit to you. But I don't really talk shit to other people. But even right now, even though I'm calling him a bitch, I'm still telling the truth. I'm still saying, you know what, I still love this guy. This is why he's still somewhat okay. Nothing happened to him, you know. He good. Even with the case, I told him, you know what, drop the charges. Because right now, it's not about him. I want to take down Maricopa County because you ain't going to tell me my life don't matter. You ain't going to make Janelle Lewis shut up because you want some shit to go away because, yes, this happened in a shelter where I went for help. So now y'all trying to hush-hush, you know. I got an order of protection because, hell, I told him, you know, I don't want to go to court. I don't want to do this. But he kept challenging me. Do what you going to do. Do this and that because he didn't believe I would. You know, I guess he felt like, well, she down here by herself. Ain't nothing going to happen. Nigga, you High School Musical. I should be scared of you. And then you send your family and their little sister posting me all on Facebook. And when we get off the phone, I'm going to tell you her name so you can go to her Facebook because this little raggedy, ragamuffin, ratchet-ass heifer, she always naked on every picture. And then you see she put up videos every 2 days apologizing where it's a picture all on the internet with my titties out or I fucked a nigga and he talking about me on the internet and this and that. And meanwhile, his mama married some $2 ass, supposed to be pimp ass nigga. That probably was never really a pimp, but you know, he looked like that, and he dressed, you know, like an old school, want to be a pimp or whatever. And I'm like, well, why this nigga didn't give his daughter the game? Because my daddy put it down from the beginning.
Right.
You know when your kids, which way they finna go. My daddy told me in the start, like, if you going to be a hoe, be a good one. Don't shame me by being no sloppy bitch.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. You know, this bitch, she got me posted all on her Facebook. This hoe, this hooker, certified pussy seller. The one thing she said that's true is yes, Miss Jazzy is certified in every way possible. This certified, this, that, and all of that. She trying to slander my brother and this and that. You know, this when I was still, you know, I was quiet. I fell back. I said, I'm going to let my haters introduce me. I'm just going to sit back. I ain't going to say nothing. But then when I start lashing out at everybody, you know, now it's, oh, she crazy. She this, she that.
Yeah.
You know, now they blocking me. Nobody ain't got nothing. Oh, I fuck with them all the time. I go hamburger. If you look at my Twitter, I'm going in on the little sister. Like, you nasty ass bitch. Got her picture all up. I done reached out to the stepdaddy. I said, have your mama call me. I done told him to meet me at my fucking house. Whatever you got. His girlfriend, the first few times she called me, I'll find you. I'll come whoop your ass with her fat, ugly, white ass. Nigga, you ought to take that damn tattoo because you disrespecting the good Elijah Muhammad. He ain't taught us no shit like that. He ain't taught us to treat a black woman like shit and drag me in the mud and take my money and give it to some sloppy-ass, fat, white bitch. You know, and you done convinced this hoe that she just the bitch. This bitch dressed like Punky Brewster and shit with Chuck Taylors on and a mullet haircut. She looked like she playing the WNBA. She blind, she fat. On Facebook, you know, one of them poses that fat bitches should not do and shit. And she probably in her 20s looking like his grandmama. I said, where you find the one nappy-headed Spaniard bitch from? I said, this bitch looked like you went to a Spaniard bitch swap meet and you got tired and said, you know what, just give me that bitch over there. You didn't even look good, you know, because this bitch, right, when I tell you she whack, she sounds stupid, everything about her stupid. Because you contacted me, and then when I replied, bitch, now you talking about, oh, my stalker, got me on her Facebook, my hater. Bitch, when the fuck did broke bitch, this is what I want to know. This the bum bitch capital right here in Phoenix, Arizona. When did bum bitches become bad bitches? I'm confused. Who the fuck told y'all that bum bitches was bad bitches? You already, bitch, you shouldn't even be in the game.
That's a good show topic right there. That's a good talk show topic.
We need to do that, because I need to get that out there, because you got to come down here. I swear, this is the bum bitch capital.
I'm going to come out there.
These
I'm serious.
out here ain't shit, so they embrace you bum bitches. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't have no life in New York, in no other state, but here. You can't even get in the club with flip-flops and shit on. And you don't have no damn job, and you this and that. That's why these bitches from California move down here. Like, bitch, why would you move down here to get on welfare when they pay you more in California? You know, and then as you see, then you understand, like, these bitches these some rotten, raggedy, daggly, 8-kid having welfare-ass bitches. And they don't think shit right. Then they want to come for me. You know, I had 5 bitches recently show up at my house now, calling themselves and attack me. I guess B. Rocker sent these raggedy dagglies over here, over my house or whatever. And at this time, I was still, like, kind of depressed. This was when the shit was kind of over. But when they all showed, I mean, they had 2 girls walk around my entire complex talking about their grandmama dead, and they look at her, they think she dead, and all kind, 2 actors and shit. So the girls came back to my house saying, can you come out for a minute? And I said, yeah. I opened the door, and here come the Wicked Witch and her flying monkeys, running through my backyard, running up. So I left my sliding door open. Mind you, they telling me you come outside. Bitch, this is your home takeover. I didn't see James Conn and Thief knock on the door and tell a motherfucker to come outside. I didn't see them motherfuckers in Scarface knock on the damn door and tell him to come outside. I didn't see my baby daddy when they climbed through windows and went in on a nigga, tell nobody to come the fuck outside. You supposed to go, when you get in your car, y'all supposed to commit to running up in there and getting whoever the fuck in there. But these bitches, oh boy, they thought about it. That bitch came, stepped her foot in. I said, bitch, wait right. I left it. Miss Jazzy didn't run. It was 5 of them. I left the door open, and I said, let me go get my friend. Because, see, that's why you don't knock on the door, bitch. My Jamaican goon was upstairs in the room doing whatever he was doing. My 12-year-old, who is motherfucking OG Superior Johnson, she flew past me with a knife, and I never saw them other bitches ever again, and she couldn't even find them bitches. Ebony took the fuck. When I came back downstairs, everybody was gone. All you saw was their car. We walking around. We don't know. You don't see no. It's like a ghost town. Them bitches came back the next day talking about, Janelle, bring your punk ass outside. I said, oh, shit. Let me go. I'm going to invite these bitches in, because you come in today, it's going to be some dead bitches. Because you come in my house, I'm killing you, straight up. You got off yesterday. Because I wanted to see, what the fuck you going to do. But you bitches saluted a bitch like you were supposed to and did an about face. I guess they was doing a walkthrough. They was practicing and shit for how they was really going to do it. And you left. They came back the next day. This bitch went and got a order of protection. Get this. On me,
on
and
you.
She walked in there and tried to get one on Jazzy, my nickname, my order. I'm like, who in the fuck? This bitch walked in a courtroom like, you know what, Janelle, she all right, but I'm sick of this Jazzy bitch. She got to go. I can't take her. I'm done. I need an order of protection on that bitch. And you know what? You would be surprised, because that situation like woke me up. Like, Janelle, you is twice they fucking, and you got little girls coming over here, wanting to beat your ass. Like, bitch, you better get up. Bitch, you better get up, and you better be every bit of Jazzy, and you better get yourself together. You letting the devil take you down. Bitch, you got fans, you got admirers. These bitches, they hating on you for a reason.
Yep.
If you ain't, trust me, my dad used to always say, if you ain't talked about, you ain't thought about. Like, if you ain't shit, nobody's saying nothing.
That's right.
But you got people coming to your house like, we finna get you, and then doing an about face. I was flattered in a sense, because these bitches is always on Facebook, but this here week here, you didn't see them. No, they all changed their name. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Miss Jazzy went hard in the paint on all. I said, I enjoy every bit of that. I said, that was the U-Mom shelter, some Crips, whatever. I went all the way. I'm like, they was high school. That was Sharpay, and I enjoyed it because I miss New York. I felt like the cast of Wicked came up. I saw the Flying Monkeys, the Ugly Witch, everybody. And I enjoyed every minute. And then my friend was like, girl, it was an Empire night, and they knew you had cable. Them bitches came over, and they came over, and they wanted to watch TV. And like I told you, in the beginning, like everybody was my friend. I was fat. Miss Jazzy started losing weight, and you saw the hate got real. Now I'm like a size 3 maybe. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
Next year I want to fucking, and I know you could just see the look on their face like, oh my God, look at her. We got to get her, but not right now. Them bitches did. I was really unprepared. I had a scarf on my head. I was looking cute, though, my little booty shorts. I'm eating Oreo cookies, got my Kindle in my arm, but I left that fucking door open. That bitch was standing right there and did nothing. So I said, you know what, that in some way I was flattered. I'm like, these bitches sat there in their house, sat there all that time, and all of them got like 10 kids apiece. Literally. Young girls, all of them got like at least 4 or 5 kids apiece.
Wow.
For them to put that whole performance on, they had to sit there and like go over it and really talk about me and really come up with a plan, of how they were gonna get me, and we gonna get in the car and and then before that they called me for a week straight, like, bitch, you ready, but anonymous, You know, this how y'all listening, this how gangster they is out here in Arizona. They call you anonymous, my nigga. Like, we come in, you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. Am I ready for what? Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready for y'all to stop playing on my fucking phone. I'm ready for y'all to get off welfare so my tax money can stop taking care of you bitches. Because apparently y'all got too much time on y'all hand. How the fuck y'all got time to come up with all this when y'all on welfare, don't have a diploma? Bitch, you got 4, 5 kids talking about you a bad bitch because she, you know, light-skinned and shit, got nice hair. She, you know, pretty girl, pretty eyes or whatever. But don't nobody fuck with you. Your baby daddy don't talk to you, bitch. You ain't got shit. You on welfare. That only rock down here. Bitch, you can't go nowhere with that. You can be the baddest bitch in New York. Why the fuck you think J-Lo got 4, 5 jobs? And Eva Mendes ain't all them bitches from the Bronx. Them bitches go to work. With Miss Jazzy in New York, no matter how cute you are, ain't nobody fucking with you in certain states. Bum bitches don't rock. You down here talking about you a bad bitch and on welfare with 4 or 5 kids. Bitch, you's a bum bitch. That's your title. That's it, and that's all. You need to focus on how you going to raise them kids properly, because you know what? I would listen to Tommy Sotomayor every so often, and he would say certain shit, and I'd be like, what the fuck is he talking? When he would say how black bitches running these men away from their kids. And I'm like, listen here, I ain't ran a nigga away from they didn't want, because they wasn't shit. They wasn't around. 9 times out of 10, they was in jail, whatever. You know, and I never kept nobody away from their kids. But I came here and I see who the fuck he talking about.
Right.
Like, I know this girl, baby. You know, her baby, he's a good dude. He just can't fuck with her. He'll still send her money. You know, but he just, it's like, I know this nigga saying to himself, like, I miss my kid, I love him, I want the kids to come back, but I can't I don't want nothing to do with that bitch. You know, if that means not seeing my kids again and all I got to do is send the money, then I'm going to do that. But I can't see this hoe. You know,
right.
I think I got a video up of this girl on my page. I mean, because she just, oh my God, she's just an ignorant. I helped her get the job at the airport at night. That was her first job. Bitch ain't there, don't even know how to fill out a resume, nothing. But yeah, you know, I guess a lot of light-skinned girls in certain, because you know, I ain't take that back. I ain't never even met a light-skinned bitch that thought like this other than her. You know, like you
Right.
just popping and locking because you like with nice hair or what the fuck ever. Then the bitch start telling people she French. Bitch, your mama from Willacoochee, Georgia. You ain't fucking. I'm more goddamn French than you, because you like what shit. Black people make all kind of color kids. You know, both of her parents on the well, her mother is like my color. Her daddy kind of, yeah, but he ain't that light bright. She light bright, but neither one of her parents. Hey, bitch, what the fuck you mean? She talking about you jealous of me because I'm French. Bitch, French where? Why would I be? Who the fuck? The baddest bitch in Brazil can't trade places with me. She want to be me because she over there. Bitch, don't nobody want to be poor. Don't nobody want to be a bum bitch. But anyway, he got all these bitches to jump on board because they was all on team Buki Dick. Not even really to be on it, just because they wanted to take this Jazzy down and take this moment, whatever moment they feel it is, because even though, I mean, what me and him went through was kind of fucked up, but it's still a moment. You still are, the people talking about it. It's a buzz, and when you associate him, you associate me. When you associate me, you associate him. Bitches, let me tell you something, bitches start back like they would be my friend, and then they'll hate, and then go back and tell him shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga? Y'all telling him like he gonna come over here and give me a whooping or something. Like, I'm talking everybody, niggas, bitches, everybody I thought was my friend. Like, this is what they would use to try to hurt me, and it would hurt me because, you know, when I commit to somebody, when I care about you, and I consider myself your friend, you know, right. I'm loyal, I'm honest, I'm straight up.
That's what you're supposed to be.
I give you my all. I give everybody my all, and like I said, more than most of the time, you know, people like us, we get shitted on. I mean, this happens, and then the same people that done did worse. Like, you know, that bitch going around, bitch, you a prostitute. Bitch, I work 2 goddamn jobs. You saw me get up and go to work every day. No, bitch, I was not a prostitute, bitch. I was a fucking businesswoman who did what she did. Bitch, I did many things and wore many hats, or whatever you want to say, but you don't have the right to call me what you were. You were a dirty whore who worked for a nothing-ass pimp. You had his name tatted on you. He didn't even want to fuck with you, bitch. I'm sorry, you didn't have your moment. You know, you didn't sleep with rappers like most hoes want to do, or travel all over, and you just been local and nobody knows you because you go to her Instagram page, it's like it's internationally known. Bitch, nobody knows you. Your baby daddy don't even remember your name no more. You know, so what were you talking about? Nobody knows you. You know, and she kind of, like, because even when me and B Rocker was going through what we was going through, I mean, I started dealing with another guy that's he more known than B Rocker as far as a rapper. He's been on reality shows and shit like that, but he ain't shit either. He ain't got no money neither. And I was like, shit, who the best in Phoenix? That's who I need to fuck with. So I had a moment with him, and that was whack. It didn't help me none. And then, you know, this football player, I started dealing with him. He played for the Cardinals. His first name was Bruce. I ain't gonna say his whole name, but he got traded to Green Bay. And here's where Janelle is fucked up. He really liked me. I mean, he was young. He might have been like 24 or whatever, but he really liked me. I mean, he came over all the time. He made sure I was straight. When he got traded to Green Bay, he would call every day like, baby, just tell me what's going on. Let me help you. And, you know, what's your account number? Let me put some money. Let me get you down here with me. And because I was so fucked up, and still fucked up over this dude and what I was going through, and in a deep depression, feeling like I could not move, you know, I just didn't want to bring that baggage to him, and I just, you know, felt like that wasn't what it was meant for me to do. It ain't meant for me to get on no plane, fly out of here. It's like, you know how I would always get up and go and do. It ain't meant for me to do that no more. I feel like God is telling me, no, you're going to stay still. You're going to deal with this. And you're going to clean it up. And as I said, you know, when you surrender to me, I'm going to give you all and every. You ain't going to have nothing to worry. Everything you've been fighting to have, that's what you're going to have. Or nothing at all. Or you're going to lose everything. And in every situation, it's like I'll come close to losing everything, and then I'll put it back together and be okay. But, you know, I haven't surrendered 100%, but I'm almost there. And I see where it's going. That's why when you call me, I'm like, okay, you know, I see where it's going. Because a couple in the beginning, I had every news station here, like, you know, I want to interview you, but of course they had to turn because they had to go along with state. News 12, another channel, and now they don't even respond. If I say something to me, I'll say something just to see if I'm bugged, because I know I'm not. I talked to a lawyer. I couldn't even get a lawyer when this is a clear case. You know, this place was run by Catholics. They settle out of court. You know, you didn't got to go to court for them. What happened? A clear civil case. Nobody even wanted to represent me because the state wanted to push this shit under the rug. So I'm like, you know what, you're going to have to take a different approach, get this story out there, and then take their head up. Once people get a wind of what is going on, you know, you're going to take it from there. Everything is going to fall in place. And then I'm no different than Rosa Parks' granddaughter. My mother and my grandmother, they fought in civil rights. They got pictures. They was there. My grandmother, I was on 1222 Washington Street in Selma, Alabama every summer, along with going to New Orleans. You know, I came from that background, even though I was born addicted to heroin. My father, adopted father, was my mother's real father. So he was my grandfather. Because, you know, back then, if somebody adopted you a little, especially I'm a little dark-skinned baby, you know, with nappy hair or whatever, they definitely wouldn't have came and got me if they just wanted to come and adopt a little girl, one that was born weighing 2 pounds. I'm somewhere in somebody's family. So I had already figured that out early, but the Haitians, Creole, they came from freedom, from fighting for it and fighting for what they believed in. So every woman in my family, I never witnessed a woman on welfare. All these bitches worked, even though they had good husbands that had a lot of money. My mother, my aunts, everybody. My mama worked at General Motors for 32 years. My dad came from New Orleans. You know, he left home really young, and he could not read or write. And this touches my heart every time I think about it. This man couldn't read or write, but he knew how to come from nothing. He owned his own construction company or whatever, and I never wanted for nothing. This man would come and hand me $100 bills, and you know, and he would always be like, "Shit, I know how to count money." You know, I mean, he had one-liners, but he was just who he was, and he, you know, he just always kept it real. And I'm just grateful for that, you know, as opposed to the early me just always looking back like, damn, why I couldn't this or why that or why, you know, why not me? Who the fuck am I not to go through shit? You know, God puts shit on you for a reason, and he knows who he already prepared his soldiers. He put the most on you because he know you can handle it. Like, whatever these people out here, you calling me a whore, you judging me, that shit, that don't faze me because I know what I've done in my life, and I know who I am right now and what I'm destined to be. So you calling me that when you ain't shit, now I'm not saying words don't hurt because they do. I now am a different person, so I care what society's perception of me is. I don't want people to look at me and think, oh, you was just this whole. No, dog. I educate myself. I'm going to continue to educate myself. I'm going to one day be able to say, you know, I got my doctorate. I'm going back to get my bachelor's, and I'm going to keep going to school and keep educating myself, and I'm going to always maintain, you know, I'm fighting back from a breakdown, so I'm still counseling and dealing with issues or whatever, but, you know,
it's a process.
Want people to look at me and think that, and I am apologetic to certain women, like the women before me, my grandmother, people like that. I will apologize to all of them one by one, even though my grandmother and them is dead, but hell, your grandmother, people that stood up and fought, and black women who, I mean, we done all had to do something here and there to make ends. When you got kids, you don't really cry over spilled milk. Like I don't. You do what you have to do. But for me to just outright quit my job and say, you know what, I'm just gonna go cross country and that, because not understanding why I was doing it and why I had that in me. I will apologize for that until the day I die, because that's not what. I mean, that was probably my journey. That was intended to be my journey to take for me to get here. But God didn't intend for me to be that, and I didn't come from trash to where I can ever use that and say, well, shit, I ain't know nothing else. Even though my mother died and I had to do what I had to do in that instance to survive, but, you know, I had already had a job. It's like the same way I fought to go and be a whore, I could have fought to stay in that damn salon and keep going that way. And eventually, just the thought of that would have been out of my system. So I do owe people, I owe my kids for them to see me stand up and fight for something different. And that is my life. That is your life. You know, I have a openly gay 12-year-old. You know, I got people down here, and now they trying to come for her, calling me, your daughter, or die your daughter. My daughter is a warrior, a princess, a soldier. I am more, because if I didn't do anything else right, I taught them, you know what, who you are is who you are. You wear it. You make people feel bad because they ain't you. You never let somebody make you feel bad for being who you are. You be that. You stand up and you be that. And I'm so proud of her, because I never heard of no 12-year-old, you know, just being open like that and going to school, and she got all these friends and people love her and I love her, and she ain't wanting for nothing, you know, she not. And I'm just so proud of her, because you got grown people that's gay and don't want to come out the closet because they worried about what people going to think. Now one of my kids worried about shit, nothing. You know, they in their own right, they all three of us are strong women willing to put ourselves out there and live our life.
Right.
And that's what, a lot of times I feel like that's what people hate on about me the most. Like, I'm sorry that I'm not willing to be regular or fit in with you, or, you know, be some basic-ass bitch.
That's right.
Even though right now I'm fighting my way back to where to go beyond. Like, I'm never going to work for another person. I'm going to educate myself, but I'm going to start my own shit right now. I've worked for enough companies to know how to put my own makeup out there, get my own shit patent, get it going, everything. So I'm going to work for myself, and you know, and I'm going to fight for what's right. Maricopa County not going to tell me, no, bitch, why don't you just go back where you came from? Bitch, you Mexican. How the fuck you going to tell me to go back where I can? I'm an American. I can go anywhere. I didn't come from Americans who just settled and said, okay, we're just going to let this. Could you imagine, you know, if the slaves had settled, or my grandmother and them had said, fuck it, we just going to eat in colored restrooms and do all this? No, they stood up and fought for what they believed in. It was a time when women could not even vote or couldn't do a lot of things. You got people now, even in New York, they fought for Trayvon Martin, and they wasn't even there. And you come here and you see black people letting white people, you call you a nigga to your face in front of your kids. You don't say nothing to them, but then you walking around town talking shit about me, somebody you did something wrong to. Somebody you did something wrong, nigga. We need to sit here and organize and figure out how we gonna burn this bitch down, because they're not gonna call me a nigga, or y'all gonna see me killed by myself, because I ain't no fucking way. You're not gonna call me a nigga or my kid. I tell my daughter, somebody, I don't give a fuck who it is. Down here, don't even let a nigga call you a nigga. They call you a nigga, you knock the fuck out of them, and she done hit a few people in their face. Just like I had to. Like, you can't get away with that with everybody. So, you know, it's crazy, it's sad, and it's heartbreaking. Everybody's like, they content with being poor and not having nothing, and that's not that. We didn't come from that.
That's right.
I've been down here for the last few months without a job because I had a breakdown, couldn't even function at work no more. They didn't want to give me compensation, didn't want to give me my unemployment, nothing. I still kept a roof over my daughter's head. I still did not show up at no welfare office begging for shit, because trust and believe it is more dignity in me saying, listen, Mr. White Man, I'll do whatever you need me to do so I can get some pork chops for my kid. I'm not standing in no fucking line. Out here, they make you stand outside in the heat like you a fucking dog begging so you can get food stamps, just for food stamps. Janelle Lewis will never be in that fucking line. Believe that. I would never be in no fucking line. I'm not saying I ain't going to ask for help. If I need help, I'm going to try to get it the best way I can. But if it takes me that I have to get on my knees and beg for any fucking thing, I'm not going to do it. No way I ever manipulate somebody, use somebody, prey on somebody destitute, or any of that. That never will come from me. And then these same people who just are disgusting, you know, that had to ask me for my help, want to sit up and, you crazy, you need to get help. No, bitch, you crazy. If you think you and your raggedy, rotten-ass family who thinks it's okay that you took anything from somebody in a shelter that you worked. Bitch, you got fired, and everybody at that shelter, none of them work there anymore, even though they did that. So none of the people who were there when I was there, you know, can be there and say they knew anything or any of that. But they were all fired. And it damn sure ain't because it wasn't no evidence, because no detective or there would be no investigation if I didn't have a lot of evidence. And like my intentions never were to have him arrested, put in jail, none of that. You know, but that was what was on my heart at that time. Just like when I woke up and said, you know, I don't even get dropped the charges. This nigga he a bitch anyway. I think he a down low homo anyway, so he probably like jail. I'm not sending nobody nowhere where they can get 3 meals a day and live for free, and they probably got cable and shit. He used to being a bum and living like that, so that ain't shit to him because he going to jail. No, nigga, stay out here and watch me win. And every company I got is in his name because I put a patent on it and own it, and everything is going. You want to use people? Let me show you how it's done. But you're not destitute. You're gonna be standing looking at me with your dick out, wondering, damn, why did I do this to this girl? I'm not gonna make it easy for you, by no means, or your rotten, raggedy ass family. Because it's disgusting for anybody to think it's funny to sit up and talk about someone, calling them crazy and psycho and she this and that. That shit is disgusting. I was in a shelter for abuse, and I asked for help, you know, and these people writing me talking about, I'm retarded, and bitch, ain't nothing about me retarded. Please don't get me fucked up. I'm very intelligent. Even then, I had a moment. Bitch, I am 41 years old, and I had a moment. You in your 20s. You don't know what, bitch, you having a moment now with them long, tacky-ass nails, walking around looking tacky, always on Facebook naked, talking about what some nigga done did for you. And, bitch, when you on tape talking about some, now I ain't known for sucking dick. Yes, you is, bitch. Every nigga that mention your name, that's all the fuck they say. You's a nasty bitch, and they don't fucking want nothing to do with you. If anything, they say, I should have taught you, and Bookie should have pimped your stupid ass. Or B. Rocker. Allegedly. Allegedly. Wow. Yes, dummy. You won't say, and that's a nickname, so whatever. I could be taught everybody. It's a Pookie and Bookie in every neighborhood.
You're right about that.
Yeah, it's just down here, you know, it's something, they something else. They beyond bitches down here. That's why don't nobody respect everybody everywhere else in the rest of the world. Don't have nothing shit good to say about you motherfuckers down here. Y'all some bitches. Y'all sit here and let shit go and then want to talk shit about stupid shit. Want to be in a studio all day rapping and shit, sounding horrible with whack-ass beats. Ain't never been on the radio, you know, and you be rocker. Yes, you had a little radio, whatever, not in nowhere, because I never heard of you, God damn it. I mean, you was on the radio, I guess, here, because you did a little song with Corrupt, and they calling you a legend and all that. Bitch, your moment came and went. It's over. Believe that. And stop putting your whack-ass sister out, and she on GoDaddy begging for, you know, this is a charity to help, I guess, for good cause. She on there talking about I need $2,500 to pay for my mixtape so I can take pictures and do all this. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody donating shit to you. You sitting up here calling me all this certified pussy seller, and I'm psycho, and I'm crazy, and I'm a monster, and I'm all this shit. Well, bitch, you know what? All them niggas you fucking and sending naked pictures to, you should tell them, you know, send me a little something, because I need to get my mixtape, my whack-ass mixtape out there that don't nobody want to hear. Don't nobody want to hear, fat ass. Bitch, you only 20-something and you fat. That's what you need to be for. In my 20s, I didn't have an ounce of fat. And I had 2 kids already. Bitch, you ain't got no kids and you fat. Or you don't have any kids. Excuse my language. That was all wrong. But you don't have any children and you're fat already. The only good one out of all, you don't hear nothing from her. She just is sweet. You know, she be done up, her makeup all done. She's a pretty little girl. What her name? Niecy, whatever. You cute as you want to be. I don't even see where you came from. But I believe they found you somewhere because you don't seem nothing like none of them. Like none of them. I mean, I know that's your family, you riding for, but you don't seem like you even belong. Them niggas tacky, loud, and just ignorant as fuck. Ignorant as hell. This nigga telling y'all all kind of goddamn lies that's so far from the truth. And she this and begged and she... Mother, you ragamuffin. Ain't nobody begged you nothing. Ain't nobody begged, and you reached out to other girls to do the same shit. He probably was doing this for, and you was fucking the director, nigga, so you could work overtime. You bum. Work, fuck bitches so you can work. I ain't fuck niggas so I can work overtime, nigga. I did what I did for new houses and maintaining and keeping a roof over my, but I still kept a job. And the job I had while I was in the shelter, I made more than you, darling, more than everybody that worked there. And then Miss Jazzy got another job. She was working 2 jobs and still doing whatever she was doing for you. And you was floored by it, bitch. That's why that made you more insecure than you was in the beginning. So all this shit you talking, first of all, that's rule number 1. That's a typical bitch nigga shit, because ain't no real man sitting around talking about no other bitch. You know, just on some bitch shit. You done teamed up with another bitch that I personally think both of y'all fucking each other. But that's on some bitter, that's on some, she saying that about my man. You know, that's how girls do.
Right.
So now this nigga done jumped aboard. I said, okay, I hit him today. Okay, you want to jump in? I'm going to write you on in this movie, player. I'm going to write you on. I done found the bitch he say he living off of. I done told that bitch, listen, you need to go tell your fucking raggedy, bummy, dummy ass nigga to stay the fuck out of my business. You know, I mean, I went in, told her everything. Tell him to stay the fuck out of my business with his whack dick, his raggedy, broke motherfucking ass who say he living off of you. He was only using you for your place to stay, which that's what most of these niggas do down here. Tell him to mind his fucking business, because if he want to be in it, I'm going to put him right on in there. I'm going to put him right on there. I'm going to send his information right on to the detective, because he said he used to be a pimp too and all this shit. Let me get rid of all y'all. Let me put your name in the air and give y'all all. Y'all want some shit to talk about? Let me give you something to talk about, because first of all, ain't no feds coming for none of y'all, because ain't none of y'all shit. Y'all not no real criminals. Now, y'all sidewalk niggas. The feds don't come for sidewalk niggas. You going to get Chip, and Poncho. What was them niggas' name? And Chip, that's who you want. You going to get bicycle cops. You going to get the Mormons rolling up on you, nigga. Flashlights. You ain't going to get no feds. They don't come for you. Hell, I'm more, if that's the case, the feds coming, they coming to get me, nigga. I'm more of a criminal. I'm more of a real nigga than you. Fuck they coming for you for? Your bubblegum Pop-Tart with sprinkles and shit on it, ass for. You the middle donut. You the middle donut, nigga. That one that sit in the middle, that's too goddamn sweet and make your fucking teeth hurt. You that nigga. They not coming for you. For real. Ain't nobody call no feds. I wouldn't even embarrass myself like that, so they can hang up in my fucking face. Like, bitch, you did what? You was in a shelter and he did what? That's disgusting, but we can't help you. And that's pretty much what a few people done said, like, man, what is that? That's, you know, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. You're disgusting. Your town know that's disgusting. But it's just the fact that they're more disgusting than you. And that's why they don't raise a nation of fucking disgusting motherfuckers, because they disgusting. So they more disgusting than you, and they don't want to be embarrassed, and they want to let statute of limitation run out, which it ain't, because it's always a loophole to every fucking. You can always go over their head and bring it all on back around. I can sue the whole entire town, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take down Persia, darling, without Leonidas. I'm going to get everybody. Believe it. Watch it. Sit there, pay attention, stay tuned. I told you in the beginning, this shit gonna get real. I'm just getting warmed the fuck up. So, y'all all around here, keep hating, because your hate is only gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, because Jazzy about to go hard in the paint. She about to go hard in the paint. She gonna start her YouTube page, her radio, her everything. She gonna do every interview. Mind you, people been asking me to do interviews from the very start. I knew it wasn't my time yet. It ain't time for you to do an interview yet. You wait a minute, because this story it was still going. Like, this nigga, he's still doing shit, so it's still on phone. Every so many days, he's sending me stupid ass texts. Talking about you making a fool out of yourself. Don't nobody want you. This and that. Bitch, what the fuck you mean I'm making a fool? I'm making a fool out of myself. I'm in the fucking Wizard of Oz with the lollipop gill, nigga. With the fucking munchkins and shit in Munchkin Land. Who the fuck I'm making a fool out of myself to? You poor motherfuckers that's 50 rapping, sitting in a studio all day with your fat, ugly Mexican or white bitch out of shape with your Elijah Muhammad tattoo, nigga. You who had to prey on bitches in a shelter to try to get money just to make ends meet, popping your collar around here right now. Who looking like a fool other than you? Other than you. Miss Jazzy ain't looking like no fool. And if I am a fool and I need to get a life, bitch, you need to get an extra life, because you're sitting around watching me worried about my no life and coming to me, emailing me every time I get quiet. You know, like just what a predator do. Every time I'm quiet for a little while, he's sending me a stupid-ass email to piss me off. Okay, but now I'm finna get rid, and you keep going, I'm going to go ahead and let Ray, Pookie, Raheem, and do what the fuck they need to do. You know, and you know these niggas exist. You know they exist, because you done heard their voice, bitch. You done heard their voice, so you know it's real. You know it's real. And you know you's a sidewalk nigga. Stop coming in the streets. Stop it. Just because you went on ahead and got another gay-ass nigga to jump on board, both of y'all, get out the street before you get hit by a car, for real. I ain't no punk out here, and that's why, you know, I've lived as long as I have. I ain't worried about nothing. Me not afraid of nothing and no one. None of you. None of you. You sent 5 raggedy bitches. You had your moment. Them bitches came and did an about face. I thought they was the fucking 7th Street drill team and shit. Them bitches did a fucking walk up, and they did a big old, you know, when you walk and then y'all split and go all around, and then they did an about face and saluted and left. So you sent the drill team. Don't send High School Musical no fuck. At least send Grease. Them niggas was hard in Grease. You gonna send High School Musical and shit. So, you know, they funny that I'm telling you, gotta just come and witness. Cause
I gotta check it out for real.
I was leaving Phoenix, but I said, you know what, you can never leave Phoenix. I'm going to live in L.A., but I'm going to be back. I'm going to have my business here, because I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to miss nothing. I ain't never seen no shit like this. I don't want to miss it. You bitches is flip-flop wearing welfare hoes with 8 children talking shit. That bitch did. She ain't over here minding my business, not on welfare, bitch. Not taxpayers. Rush Limbaugh will not sit on CNN, darling, talking about me. That ain't who he's talking about, even though he put all black bitches in the same group. And I'm sick of you black bitches, fucked up ass black bitches, that I got to be in the group with your raggedy ass. Because I'm not no bum bitch with you, bitch. At least I stopped at 2 kids, and my kids is 10 years apart, both of them. And they mama not on welfare. She paying all her rent by her damn self, bitch. So, I don't know. You know, and I at least finished high school and got a trade and did a year in New York on 34th Street at school, not 34th Street, at School for Film and Television for my associate's degree. You bitches dropped out in the 6th grade. So, you know, get it together. You bitches talking about I'm a crackhead and all of this shit. Okay, well then you should shoot yourself, bitch. If you not on drugs, what's your excuse for failure?
There you go.
Why you ain't shit? Why am I doing better than you? Why am I maintaining better than you? Bitch, why did you voluntarily take your kids to foster care? So you can sit around and fuck another nigga and just, you know, oh man, the shit that I see and hear, You, B. Rocker, with your mama who married a fucking 2-bit pimp and had kids with the motherfucker. Here you want to drag, you mad at your self-hate comes from her, nigga. You should be mad at that bitch. You should drag that bitch down the road. You should have pimped your mama and your little sister, because that's where the pimping needed to go. Janelle didn't need none. She was teaching you, nigga. You was amazed at what I was doing. Damn, this bitch worked. She making more money. She did. She handed me everything she gonna say. That's why you talking all that shit out there. You gotta drag me in the mud because you don't know you done ran out of shit to say. You done ran out of shit to say. I was beautiful. You couldn't handle this, darling. You look good. This nigga, we would be arguing, and then 2 seconds later, he'd be like, can I buy you a drink? You know, in the sweetest voice, can I take you out? Can I Yes, nigga, come take me out right now and give me my money back. That's what you do. That's what you do. Writing me, talking about get a life. This is my life. That's exactly what I said. This is my life. What you've done to me is my life. It's my life, and it's my mission right now. It is my life, bitch. I'm living my life. You live yours and stop worrying about me not living mine. If you don't care and I'm not shit, how you prove that point is by not saying a damn thing. You and your Facebook popping crew. They be on Facebook. We just popping. And I see you over there, everybody in the comment section on what's-her-face, whatchamacallit, whack-ass page, his little sister talking shit. You bitch looking like Wesley Snipes, Tu Wong Fu. Talking about you mad because I look like that. Bitch, I'm mad because you should be mad, bitch, because I'm 41 and you can't catch me, ho. And you over there talking about I'm nuts, who call me every day and text me every day talking about can you take me out? I see you, white boy, whack-ass rapper. I see you. I see you. I see all y'all. Everybody, everywhere. Janelle sees everything, but I'm about to expose all of you. You bitch talking about, nah, I don't sell. I ain't never had to sell pussy. Never had to. Bitch, I got you on tape. Oh, you was talking about through the whole goddamn. You forgot these hoes. That's another thing. These hoes, they forget the shit that they confided in you and told. Janelle don't delete nothing. She don't erase shit. I mean, I might erase a few things, but hell, I still got my old sidekick around here somewhere with old text messages and shit in it, just in case them 2002 and 2003 niggas decide to show back up with some bullshit. Oh, I got some shit on their ass too. So don't come for me. You can't send peasants to take down a queen. It doesn't work. You got to send your best people. You got to send your best people. I'm Gladiator. Who the fuck is you? The lion, the tiger, or the bear? You gonna lose. Oh my. You gonna lose. You and your high musical crew.
Wow. Well, listen.
And just walking around, just running, just saying stupid shit, talking about guys, my baby fathers, everything. Nigga, you, oh my God, I'm telling you, Boofy, get out the streets, nigga. You about to get hit by a car. Get out the streets. Get out the streets. Tell your mama to call me. Tell your mama to call me so I can tell that bitch that should have swallowed you. You need to get your fucking raggedy ass son out the streets, because now he's playing. Now he playing too much. He gonna get hit by a car. I don't want to hear nothing when he do. I don't want to hear nothing. You can't keep fucking with people and think ain't shit gonna happen. I told you in the beginning, like, you know, God forbid. It's crazy because I was telling him step by, like, God forbid if I'm your karma too. I could be your lesson, your blessing, and your karma, you know. Mm-hmm. I said, you better hope God didn't make me your karma, because you going to have problems. I went after my first daughter's father for about the first 5 years. You know, just gave him hell, and I would make sure he was in a position, like either going out of town or somewhere he couldn't get to me. Because, I mean, of course he would have killed me. He was crazy. And if I wasn't scared of him, what makes you think? I mean, his whole family, they was there. They all crazy, everybody. That's the Midwest. It ain't too many, you know. You could push the bitches of the bitches over there, and they'll still come for you. People only going to take so much. But here, oh, y'all some Fruit Loops. Y'all a box of fruit, all colorful and shit and fruity. Want to talk shit on Facebook. I'm from a different generation. We didn't talk shit. Wasn't no Facebook. We made phone calls. Look, meet me at Stop and Go. Meet me at the corner of Fleming and Clio Road. Meet me on Livernois, nigga, right off of Joy Road, somewhere. And that's where you met. If you didn't show up, you was talked about forever. I mean, getting your ass whooped wasn't so bad. At least you showed up.
Right.
But if you just outright didn't show up, forget it. Don't go to school, never. But this Facebook shit, oh boy.
Yeah, it's
Posting people up, talking about they stalking bitches Facebook. It don't mean shit, nothing. And if your stupid ass brother, I got news for you. The feds, all of them, they do look at Facebook. When my daughter's father was in trouble, they told me everything I said on that motherfucker, even inside the email. You know, when you in your inbox, they know if they want to find out, they can go through anything.
Oh yeah, we have no privacy at all.
Your brother who say he didn't do any of that, telling y'all that he did, that he pimped me, and y'all writing me, texting me, saying all this shit, and then you posting up shit with my face, talking about she a certified pussy seller, and my brother this and that. Okay, so what you doing is proving and saying that he did. That's incriminating. He's saying he didn't. I ain't never do none of that. She begged me. She this and she that. Get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody got to beg nobody. Especially not you, regular ass basic nigga. What the fuck did I have? You approached me first. You called my phone first. When I didn't, I would let a couple days. That nigga would call me all night. Just like you heard the message. I called you 5 or 6 times, and then another one. I mean, because he always left messages, but them I think like the only ones I kind of say. But you know, he was a manipulator. He lied. It's like he was one way with me, and then you go back telling everybody else like you some, I don't know, some real nigga. When everybody that know you have to know you ain't shit. Even the nigga you fucking right now. When he was in my face, they all said the same thing. Yeah, that nigga, you know, he ain't shit. And the nigga hating on me, you know, other niggas saying it's about you, B-Rocker. So please stop. You hating on them, mad because y'all manager, y'all had the same manager, and she made sure his career popped, and you didn't. And you was mad because yours didn't go nowhere. So, you know, it's a different level of bitch niggas down here. They all need to put on skirts and pink bobos, because I ain't never saw no shit like that. It take a whole family, 10 niggas, a dog, a cat, the drill team, the FOI, and everybody to come for one bitch. Really, B-Rocker? That's gangsta. Where's that gangsta? I'm over here minding my business. You got your whole family, and then call like I'm gonna have my sister call you. Bitch, do you want me to have my crazy cornbread-fed brother in Atlanta with the twitching eye, nigga, call you? Get the fuck out of here. I ain't even told my family, you know, nothing, because I already know what. These is convicted felons that don't have no problem, wouldn't have no problem whooping your ass, you piece of shit. But I know you's a bitch. So that, like, I don't get no thrill out of that. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want nobody to suffer. I don't want nobody nothing. You know, unlike everybody else who they getting a kick out, like they want to see me down and want me hurt and want me weak and torn and just, you know, and that aspect hurts me more than anything, because I don't know that even when I was the old me, like I don't know how to want somebody, you know, I don't want to see anyone suffer or anyone
exactly.
go through any kind of pain and discomfort or anything. Even back in the day when hoes would see you, even though they hated you, when they would see you beat, you liable to look at a girl and you see her crying. You know, I would see hoes crying when I got hit, and I would cry when other girls got hit, and then they'd get up and try to help you, like, you know, wipe the blood up and help you every day with your, you know, take care of yourself. And it was always another hoe, like, nursing you back to help. Because back then, like I said, it was honor among thieves. But, you know, as human beings, you don't want to see somebody suffer.
That's right.
No matter how bad you can hate them. Like, I'm mad and pissed off, but I don't want to see people suffer. And I'm upset down here, and I want to fight and get shit in order. And I feel like, you know, well, you know, they still a part of you. We all Americans. That's the race I'm in. American, the human race, that one. You know, you motherfuckers down here all divided on some stupid shit. And listen to me good, niggas, you with your Elijah Muhammad tattoo. In any situation where a state is divided, black and white, nigga. Your ass is supposed to be over here on the black hand side, nigga. You don't supposed to be on Facebook posting you and all the rest of these sellout, self-hating ass slave niggas down here. Talking, I don't date black women. I only fuck with white and Spanish. And then y'all down here with the raggediest Spanish and white bitches on, well, it is some bad white bitches, but the bad white bitches live in Chandler and Scottsdale, and they don't fuck with y'all. You dating the white bitches that got gold teeth, braids. She done fuck one too many niggas. She talks stupid. She's sitting on the bus, and she calling her little black son, nigga. Listen, nigga. Listen, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. I had to check so many, well, a couple white girls down here, just like, I don't want to hit, and then the bitch gonna look at me and say, well, I said nigga. I didn't say nig. Bitch, you don't say nigga. Don't say nigget. Don't say nig nothing. Why I'm sitting right, that's disrespectful. You know, she apologized. People will apologize. You know, nobody never said nothing, so they think it's all right. It's not all right. It's not all right. I don't give a fuck how many times you hear me say it, bitch. I can say it if I want to. You just not going to say it. I mean, it's a free country. It's freedom of speech. Say it. But I'm hitting you in your fucking face. So, you know, that's how I look at that. That's how I look at that. I don't appreciate it, and I'm not taking it. And you know, I'm not going to be arrested and thrown in no tent for a parking ticket. You know, it's time. It's time to get up. Y'all the only state still sitting down. You know, niggas dying in other states for shit that ain't even about them. Not even, they fighting for another state that ain't even, you know, they don't have nothing to do with. But that's what it is as an American, as a human being. That's what you stand for. Otherwise, we would not have troops and people over there losing their lives trying to fight for the greater good of another human being. It's not about a state. What the fuck is we, gang members and shit? I'm an East Side Phoenix. I'm from Detroit. I'm from here. No, we all are American. That shit is ignorant. You in a place where they don't even like you and they treat you like shit. Got you standing outside to beg for food stamps and 200 with your kids. Nor do they don't even give you a cheer. They just tell you got to go outside and wait.
Arizona.
Oh, they rotten. The number 2 poorest state in the nation with the highest rate of child kidnapping. The schools look like jails. They are all jail. My daughter went to one school in Tempe that had her own duty police officer. This elementary. She in the 7th now. I think she was she was in the 6th. And then you motherfuckers worried about stupid shit. The fuck out of here. We need to join hands and get some shit together. Where the babies at? Why they all kidnapped? Why they all missing? Who taking them? Let's go get them. You worried about stupid shit.
For real.
In a studio making whack-ass songs and stupid-ass music talking about the same shit. You know, I'm going to tell you these people so you can listen to the bitch, his little sister, make dumbass songs all day talking about her pussy and who she fucking and all this nigga want my pussy and he this and that. Bitch, your pussy ain't shit because you can't even afford to pay for a mixtape. So shut the fuck up. Your pussy ain't get you a new mixtape made. You still raggedy with tacky-ass nails and fat. So you still live with your mama. It didn't even get you out your mama house. So please hush. Hush.
Lord have mercy. You let him
Tell
have
your
it.
brother to shut up. Talking about here a big old pimp. What pimp? I don't know no pimps that drive raggedy Flintstone cars with a dinosaur bitch on their arms pushing it. I don't know that. I don't know that world. That's happy to use a food stamp card. When I was cross country, I didn't see a food stamp card. Neither did the nigga I was giving my money to. We had to count. I remember one time we had to count out $10,000 a day for his change to go, you know, and fuck off.
Wow.
$10,000 a day. So I mean.
But they can't comprehend. You know, they're
Because with their basic dreams and ambition. And some of these people ain't never been nowhere in their life, you know, and they want to come for me with this stupid shit. Don't want to stand up and fight what you should fight for, but you got niggas, a family on board, so y'all can come and take down one bitch. That still, you still gonna lose. You still gonna lose. So it's something else down here. For him to think in any capacity, in any way, and I'm telling my story for this too. I'm not presenting myself like I'm perfect. Yes, I do have a past, and I'm still kind of over the top and still dealing with issues. And a lot of times I go from 0 to 10. I'm working on that. I'm better than I was before because the old me, I'd be in jail already down here because I've been stabbed a bitch and gouged her eyeballs the fuck out. I mean, I'm a different me right now. And even though I'm going through what I'm going through, I mean, I'm really in a decent place. Like, I'm not really mad at anybody, but, when they come for me, it's like every now and then I got to let them know, like, listen, bitch, okay, you ready now? Let's go. Meet me over here. Meet me on Dunlap, bitch. Answer the phone because I'm going to drag you all up and down the street. I don't know why this nigga got you playing on my phone because he playing with you right now. He fooling you. He fooling you. He saw what it is. He know what it is in person, so he fooling you.
Mm-hmm. Setting him up.
But they, just for people to think it's never okay to hurt somebody when they down or prey on a person when they need help or make fun of anybody when they need help or in a situation that they can't control and to prey on that. That's not respectable for anybody, man or woman. That's no different than being a child molester, hurting old people. That's in the same fucking boat because you're preying on people that are vulnerable. They are less than you as far as, as mentally they're either younger or older, destitute, just not in a position to be your equal. If you're going to take somebody down, you take somebody down that's your equal. In any gangster movie, you don't see no motherfucker fighting children and shooting somebody less than. That ain't gangster. Watch Thief. That's one of the best movies ever as far as a gangster movie. That motherfucker in the end went and killed everybody, and he made sure they was all looking at him before he killed them. He didn't shoot them in their back. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, James Conn, that's that nigga right there. I'm telling you, he made sure they was all looking at him. You Scarface fans, who I think Scarface was stupid as fuck, but watch that. Watch Thief. And that's what a gangster do. Since you want to be gangster, you don't get nobody when they down. You don't get nobody when they down. Jumping people, all of those dumb shit. Bitch, you were so about it. What the fuck you need 5 other nothing-ass bitches on board with you to come to try to attack one person? You called me for a week talking shit. Talking about some guy, bitch, fuck you, and don't nobody want you, bitch. Don't nobody want you. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, your baby father, who you done had 4 or 5 kids for, won't even speak to you, bitch. He don't even text you back. You had me call her when you was in labor. The nigga didn't answer the phone for nobody. Nobody. Wouldn't even text you. You had motherfuckers in the shelter calling him saying you was dead or something happened to you just to get him to respond. So, bitch, please, at least I can call my baby daddy. Bitch, they answer the phone, and we'll come down here if I need him to. So I got you beat. Bitch, with my fucked up shit. But you beyond fucked up, because you got 10 kids worried about a nigga and who you can jump on and a nigga you can fuck. When I took you and your kids in my house and gave you money to help you pay for your son's circumcision, bitch. And then you telling people, I used her. She's weird. Use me. That's you use a low life. Bitch, I did that for your children. And I would do that again because they were children. And I was working every day. And if I see any child or any, body in need, I'm going to try to help as best as I can, because that is what you do as a human being. People talk about New Yorkers and say they got an attitude, but them some of the best human beings I ever met in my life. They would take in strangers. Mm-hmm. My aunt, who became my aunt, when I moved there at 19, and I was renting a room from a lady in the Bronx, the lady out of the blue, because my daddy said, you'll be back in 2 weeks, Janelle. After 2 weeks, this lady called me while I was at work, said, I'm going to bring you your stuff and your baby to the salon. You can't stay here no more, just out of the blue. And I remember feeling like my world crumbled. I said, don't bring my stuff. Give me something. I'm going to come get it. Bring me my baby. She brought me my baby, who was 2 at the time. I mean, she's like 23 now. But I took her we went to that shelter in the Bronx. And I thought it was horrible and it was deplorable. And I got up that morning. I said, I can't Lord, I can't go back to the shelter, but I can't go back home either, because I called my daddy, and that nigga was like, I know you ain't all right. You bring my goddamn grandbaby home. You need to get back home. I told you wasn't going to make it. Bring your ass back. I remember sleeping on the train that night, and I felt so sick. Like, everybody was, you okay? Nothing had, if I remember holding my baby really tight. I had money, so, I figure you can always start if you got money. You all right. But I slept on the train that night, and I got up, left the train. We went and I got food, and from one of the places where you go get food in Manhattan, and you just go off. They got like several different dishes, and it's like a bodega, but they sell food in there, because you from New York. But I had food. I got back on the train. I called my she wasn't my aunt yet, but now they family more than my real family. And I called her because I met them through a friend that I had met when I was going back and forth to New York. And I said, can I stay there, because I don't have nowhere to go. I don't know nobody else down here. And the only thing they said was, come on. They said, come on, bring your stuff. I stayed the first night. The next night, it was like, come on. Wait, you want to go get your stuff? Let's go get your stuff. Bring it here. And, that was, 20-something years ago. And that has been my family since then. When I say I'm going home, that's where I'm going, to New York. They call me, all the time, like, you need us to come down there, and, that's my family. That's what it is, and that's how everyone is in New York. Everyone is. Like, they will help anybody, because you never know. I was that one little girl. I just needed a little bit of help. And don't you know, 2 days later, my cousin came to me. She said they hiring at this salon. I went to that salon in Brooklyn on Rockaway Parkway in Canarsie.
Oh, you know it.
I worked there for
Double
about
L train.
5 years. I worked there for about 5-6 years, and I was making top dollar. As a young girl at that time, to make like $700-800 a week in a salon. That was pretty decent, back then. That was in the 90s. This was before Biggie died, shit. But before I even went home to visit, it was 3 years later. So people, even just from that, because I took a chance, I got a one-way ticket and packed my baby up, my little 2-year-old, 1-year-old, however old she was. She grew up in Brooklyn, and went to New York and never looked back. Never looked back. So, just that experience and the fact that I got over it and I made it, that helped me as far as any situation. Because other thing else I went through is like, look, you watched your mama die, you watched this, that your daddy just died not too long. You've been through a lot, but you made it through. So if you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. And I think the reason I had this tremendous breakdown here is, like I said, I was just mentally exhausted. I didn't want to be strong no more. In the words of DMX, everybody needs to be somebody's baby sometime. I wanted just
That's right.
to fall into somebody's arms, and they just, like, hold me and say, it's going to be all right. I was tired. I was tired of proving myself to people and being strong and making sure everybody else was okay and caring about everybody else. I needed somebody to care. And that nigga, B. Rocka, he was just in the right place at the right time. A bitch was weak. He saw something in the beginning, because even from the start, you a strong woman, you this, you that. He always say that. He would say things, when I would say, I'm going to be all right. Like, I know you're going to be all right. I know you're going to make it, and I know this and I know that. But when he would be in front of me, the insecurity would come out. Like, you could see in the beginning where it was okay, but then he would turn into this monster. Like, one night he just went off about, you say you love me. I don't nobody want to hear that all day. And he was just, like, turn into just the worst human. I never saw nothing like that. Like, who the fuck is mad because somebody telling them they love them? Or, I'm giving you everything you want. I'm doing everything you ask.
Right.
What the fuck you mad at? And then for him, it was the middle of the night. This was the only night it's ever been cold in Phoenix ever. And it was cold this night. I had on these little booty shorts because we had just left the hotel, where I'm there putting my life on the line, out of my mind, not even on point to where I should be to even be there doing that and giving him my money, and then he's like, you know, get the fuck out my car.
Wow.
Just because I think I got back in the car now because I was locked out. My baby, she was at home, but she was asleep, and I said, I got in the car like, I just wanted to apologize for that argument. He was like, listen, didn't I tell you I didn't want to hear your voice? You know, get the fuck out my car. In the middle of the night, I didn't know, I couldn't believe that. That took me down even, like, further than what I was because I couldn't understand why somebody I cared about the way I did and was willing to, like, do whatever for was just hateful. I mean, he became just a monster towards me.
Exactly.
And I remember calling this white man, and he was a trick, and I was like, I need your help. I need you to come over. I'm outside in the cold, sitting, in the dark. I'm a little afraid or whatever. And he came, and he had drugs with him that night. And, I mean, I was looking for cocaine. I used to snort coke and all that. And he didn't have that. He had crystal meth. And I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Whatever you got, let's do it because I'm depressed.
What was that like? I'm not going to try it. I'm just saying, like, compared to other things.
I don't know, but it calmed my nerves down. It didn't really, now how everybody else talking, maybe because I'm already a hyper person. I mean, cocaine didn't really have me, so I could go to work, snort. I would go to work at Macy's, as a makeup artist and take my little bag of coke in the bathroom and snort coke. Yes, Janelle has had moments, honey. She's lived. She's done a lot, seen a lot. And I stayed in my room. I did meth probably for about 2 months straight, just sat there. I mean, I knew I was going to be all right. Even my daughter, she's never really worried. She was worried a little because she never seen me get to that point to where I didn't want to leave my room. I've never been there. I've never been ashamed or had a breakdown like that to where I felt like I couldn't be seen, because of what just happened to me. And the way this guy did it, I mean, because I remember I asked him for his help. I was like, I can't, do this no more. I can't give you no more money, but I need your help. I mean, I remember just like, I need your help. And I remember him calling me back like, well, we just going to have to go our separate ways, and I'm in a relationship now, and I can't speak to you no more. So, just something's real fucked up and just a lie. And I'm like, oh, my God. I know this guy didn't use me to give him money, and this can't be the truth. This can't be real. Him telling me, no, I can't help you because I was like, I need help. I don't have no food or something was going on or whatever. I said, I gave you all my money. I need some money. I got to do, can you give me a couple dollars? And he like, well, we need to part ways. I'm in a relationship, and I'm going to make it work. And, just a whole bunch of and then, looking back on it, when I started to come to and look back, I realized he was already around some bitch. When he would be talking stupid to me, he would be with around somebody, around that same raggedy white bitch who sits up and denies it. Because even when people are the perpetrators and they do this shit, they know it's fucked up. They know it's fucked up when they doing it. That's why they don't want to admit it.
Right.
Because they know they rotten for that. And then you sitting up calling me names. Anything you say about me, nigga, you less than me. And your bitch even less than that. Because you took from me and you ate off of it. And if for any bitch, honey, that's beyond disgusting. You set up and allowed a nigga to manipulate and use somebody, and you thought that shit was funny. So he can give you some money to make ends meet, you welfare, bummy, raggedy-ass, $2 bitch. That is disgusting. Anything you say about me, bitch, you 10 times less than that. Janelle Lewis didn't have to wait for y'all to bring me nothing. And even without your help and me giving you money, I still kept a roof over my fucking baby's head. I got, like, a month ago or so, whatever, I was illegally evicted because they was tied in with the shelter. The bitch said she would give me my money back and didn't. So I'm working on that, trying to fight that right now. I have 7 days to find another place, come up with $1,000 to move, put my shit in storage and all of that. And guess what? Janelle did it. She's in another place. You know, it's not the same 3-bedroom condo because I had to find a place in the same area, listen to me people, so my child can stay in the same school. I walked right down the street, found an apartment, and this one I'm paying more than what I was paying in the 3-bedroom townhouse or whatever. Same area. My baby didn't miss a beat. She's in her own room. We in my place right the fuck now. Furniture out of storage, rent paid for, bills on, cable still on, house phone, cell phone, her phone, internet, we in here, we living. So, you know, it ain't the same 3-bedroom condo like I said, but I'm living. I did it in 7 days that I had, and I'm fighting the eviction because I was illegally evicted on some bullshit because that's how y'all get down here in Arizona. The politics is very fucked up. They will all tie in together and do everything they got to do, not only to just make you shut up, but they want to intimidate you and get you out of their state. They know, you know, when you're going to be a problem. When we went to court that day and I made that nigga look like a fool, and they knew, okay, this is pretty bad. It's pretty disgusting. We can't let this get out. I mean, I heard about people getting killed.
Oh, they get down dirty like that.
Oh yeah, they dirty. One guy said his son, he died in the hospital, but he said the hospital did it. You know, the hospital killed. He said that now when he tried to go back and he tried to sue, like it's no record that his son was even in that hospital. Like it's not even on record. And he went there one day saying something about, and they told him, you know, you got to get out. We're gonna call the police. We don't know what you're talking about. You know, like they get down and dirty. They all join. It's like everybody get a memo. Because even I'm talking from the detective to the FBI to the victim's advocate situation that was helping me. They all turned, the counselor, everybody. You know, they like, well, I don't think I can help you. I'm going to recommend that you go to somebody else. And I think that's disgusting. You know, I don't ask for help much. But as an American and a human being, when somebody asks for help, you don't turn them away. You don't say, no, we can't help you, you know, because you don't know what kind of illness I could have or what could be wrong. I could have schizophrenia, anything, and just get so angry one day and go shoot up a church or anything. You know, you don't know, even though that's not the state of mind I'm in, but still. I came to y'all and said I need help. And in every instance, I've been let down, you know, and nothing was done. This man is still running his mouth, still trying to, like, stay in my head because he knows, you know, I'm not weak to you, B. Rocka, because I'm not in that destitution no more, nor am I out of my mind. I see you clearly. I am weak to my emotions, period, because I am a very passionate woman, and that often more than most, of the time makes a lot of women go completely insane. Look at what keeps happening to Maya Campbell. This is a beautiful woman who graduated from Spelman, who was in the house with LL Cool J. You know, she did a lot of things, and people keep taking advantage of her. You know, it's easy to be on the outside looking in and say she knew what she was doing. She didn't know. She didn't. This woman is diagnosed with bipolar and going through things. You know, her mother died, and read that book, 72-Hour Hole, you people that don't read. That's a powerful book. And read the autobiography of Malcolm X and Message to the Black Man, you, sir, with your Elijah Muhammad tattoo, because it's nothing in there. Miss Jazzy read it 3 or 4 times. There's nothing in there that say, you know, what you did is honorable. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. I was a woman in there trying to fight my way back from somebody bringing me down here to abuse me. I had a job. I was on my way back, and then had ambitions to get a night job so I could really, you know, just live and not have to worry about nothing and take care of my daughter. Wasn't on welfare, none of that. And instead of you doing your job as a counselor, a social worker, whatever your title was in that shelter, and helping me as a black man. You saw an opportunity to jump on board and use me and abuse me and drag me in the mud, and you're still doing that. You still running your mouth, talking shit, saying this and that, not even giving a fuck, involving your family. When I'm one bitch, what, you can't whoop my ass, nigga? You can't say what you got to say? When all I asked you to do was apologize, you still be working at that shelter. Even though the people you talking to right now every day was like, nah, I don't think he should be working there. If you don't call the shelter, I'm calling, because he don't need to be working around other girls. He made me uncomfortable by the way he looked at me and talked to me, and all the other girls was saying, you know, he this, he that. And he did. He always got complained on, and that lady kept him there because she was sleeping with his ass, too. That's why he was the only worker there working overtime. This nigga was working 7 days a week, all day, all night. So
as well as some other things he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing this. He done this to other girls, sleeping with the director. He was reaching out to other girls while he was doing what he was doing to me. Another little white girl, she was right across the hall from me at the shelter, which was even more disgusting. It's like, why would you involve her? You dealing with me? We all in this shelter. I end up spazzing out on a little white girl one day, and I've done tried to reach out to her, but I almost killed her. I had to catch myself. You know, I done choked her almost. I saw the life come out, but then, you know, she was running her mouth too, because she made everything about me. I would be at work all day, and this bitch would be sitting there just nail this, and he don't want her, and he that, and I mean, she was just a delusional help. I mean, she was on drugs, selling her food stamps for Perkins sets, and I'm telling you, these is the poorest motherfuckers, but everybody got drugs, and I don't know how they get, for the life of me. Like, how do you have a habit without having a damn job? I mean, and you high every day. I would come home from work at 10 o'clock at night, and I'd have to leave at 8 in the morning, you know, because I was catching a bus or whatever. Come home at night, and everybody there, they done partied. They high as hell, and I'm like, shit, I'm sober, and I got a fucking job. Ain't this a bitch? You know, I come in here, these motherfuckers getting food stamps, drugs, everything. I don't have none of that. I got to work all day, and I can't even take the money that I'm working with and go buy drugs and all. I mean, because at this time I wasn't on drugs or whatever, wasn't even doing it, but still, it was frustrating. I'm like, I'm sick of my tax dollars. I can't get no help. And these bitches down here on drugs with 29 kids, and they getting all kind of help. Like, one girl, most of the girls in there would say how they've been back and forth to these shelters, because, like, they got programs down here. That's one thing they do got, and they'll pay your rent for 6 months, like 6 months. Put you in a nice place. You be in a regular apartment. You don't have to be in the ghetto, none of that. So they'll do that. They'll live 6 months rent-free, go back to the shelter, you know, get put in another apartment. You know, that shit is trifling to me. In most states, they give you a time limit. You don't get to keep going. And then in a shelter, they might let you come to a shelter 1 or 2 times, and then you can't come back no more, or you have to pay. Like in New York, in the shelter, you got to pay. So if you got a job, you paying, right. And they don't let you stay there too long without one. And then when you get one, you got to hurry up and exit, or you're gonna pay them like $700-800 a month just to stay there. So you know, they don't cater to the bum in New York. Here, they cater to the bum. I guess the more bums, I mean, they get money for each bum or whatever. But, you know, it's frustrating. This is a frustrating state, but at the same time, I appreciate it because I'm humbled here. There is no big buildings, nothing for me to hide around or layer myself with. I'm learning how to just love who I am and be me in a state that doesn't have anything I'm used to, but I'm still going to be jazzy, and I don't want to be regular, basic. I'm going to do everything in my power to be the most spectacular woman that I can be and the best me that I can be. And no matter what y'all do to me or say about me or do, you can't change my heart. I'm still going to love. I'm still going to care. And I'm still going to try to be the best me that I could be, you know, and try to get my lessons so that I don't ever have to go through this again and just raise my daughter. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what your mission is, but it's not working. Trust me. If I can go through a pimp who almost killed me, watching my mother die, being stabbed, being this, being that, being left, and I've been stabbed through both pregnancies, both times with both of my daughters, and I made it through all of that. You don't have, sidewalk niggas, y'all don't have nothing down here that y'all can do to me. There ain't nothing you can say, because I'm really not going to be offended by the shit you saying, you know, because y'all ain't shit. You have to be shit to offend me. You have to be something, you know, of substance, of somebody to say something and make me care about it. I'm not going to be concerned with what you saying, because who are you? You live with your mama. You don't even have, at least I got a roof over me and my child head. You a 50-year-old rapper. You sitting up here calling me a hooker and all this shit. Bitch, when you met me, I had 2 jobs. I had the one job I had, I was making more than you. I was trying to do the right thing, and I had a breakdown. You saw that. You took advantage of. You took something that I told you about my past, and you played on my head, telling me, you know, you need a whore, and you want this, and you want that. And I was willing to do everything. And even the woman I am right now, even though I'm clear, I mean, I'm still going through something, but I would do anything for anybody I loved, anybody. So if that would make him happy, if a nigga came right now, I'm sure, I mean, I would try my heart, and I hope that wouldn't be on me to do so. But if he was just dead, like, you know, that's the only way I could be happy or breathe. If you go just one more time, just one, I can't say that I wouldn't. I don't know what I would do. I'm not even sure.
Well, at least you're being honest. At least you're being honest.
Yeah, as a woman, what type of woman that I am, I mean, when you own my heart and I care, I'm loyal, and I am a diehard, and I'm willing to do what it takes to make anybody I care about happy, because that's my happiness. That's happiness to me, just seeing that other person happy. And that's what love is. It's selfless. It's not a selfish act. It's not about, well, if he do this, then, or if she do this, then. No, I'm going to do this regardless, because I love you. And even the 5 bitches that ran up in my, like they going to attack me, if that one bitch, if she called me and needed my help again, I would be there. If he needed my help, I would be there. If any of these people needed my help again, I would be there, because that is who the fuck I am, and nothing you can do, you know, can that. And don't feel like you using me or you done did something, nigga. That's your low-lifeness and your insecurities and who you are as a fucked up person and a fucked up human. But you're going to have to pay for that. I don't have to answer for that. I can only be Janelle and try to be the best me that I can be.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Let me just say, sweetheart, we've been recording. This is part 1. We're going to have 100 parts of it. What I'm going to do, since the energy is high, I want you to drop a few more words. And we're going to plan on continuing this, because this is just skimming the surface, even though we spoke for a few hours. And I loved it. No.
I tried to sum it up.
Yeah. No. This is the introductory right now. We still going to go deep.
My phone's going to die, too.
Yeah, and we exactly. And I kind of felt that, too, because a couple of little batteries over here going low. And I didn't want it to cut off abruptly like that. But I just want you to speak. Just give like a 2 or 3 minute thing for this segment to wrap it up, and then we're going to continue on before it cuts off, so it can have a poetic ending. So leave your message for the young ladies out there listening, and sum it all up, and let's bring it on home.
Okay, well, this is I'm Janelle Laquan Lewis right now. This ain't Jazzy no more. This is from my heart.
Okay.
This is to any young girls out there. You inspiring to be a stripper, escort, any of these things. I'll be Kim Kardashian. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. Yeah.
You want to be Kim Kardashian and make you a sex tape and think that's going to get you there. The one thing that you must know about Kim Kardashian is that she did go to college. She is educated. Her whole family is educated. Her mother is very smart and knew exactly what she was doing with all these beautiful children. But what I want to say to you is, you know, whatever you've been through, I am a witness and somebody who has lived through everything. Whatever you've been through, don't ever feel like you're not going to make it or you can't deal with it no more. You're going to be all right. You don't have to take that road to get anywhere you want to go in life. It is always, just like it's bad people reaching for you to come on over to the dark side, it was always somebody good in Miss Jazzy's life that she saw, and I could have went that way too. If you need to call me, listen up for part 2. I leave all my information. My Facebook page is Jazzy Bouvet, Jazzy Laquan, Conquering My Design. On Twitter, I'm Shut Up Janelle, Crazy Ass Janelle. Follow me, hit me. I tell you whatever you need to ask me. You ain't got nowhere to stay. You running from a pimp. You down here in Arizona. You come call me. You can come to my house. I'm telling you, you're going to be all right. Don't ever feel like you alone. You know, sometimes it takes us to be removed from all the bad people in our life so we can realize we got God. Sometimes that's all we got, but guess what? That's all you need. You don't need nobody. All I need is and my daughters and my strength. That's it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be on top, and that's how you have to believe in you. I don't need nobody else to tell me I'm great. I tell myself that every day, and that's where the haters come from, because they don't understand where you get your strength and your attitude from. So don't ever feel like you can't make it. I done been through a lot and seen it all and done it all. I am a witness and a testimony to you're going to be okay. Don't give up. I've been on my own since 15. I'm going through something right now, but you know what? You can't defeat me. Like I said, you can't send peasants to take down a queen. Satan, send your army back. Send your little two blue crew back where you got them from. I'm soldier of God, and I'm protected. Satan he ain't got no power over here. None minions. None of them. They can't do nothing to me. So no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know, if you need to contact me, anything. And let me tell you, I'm gonna take these stones for the younger girl. You don't have to tell your truth. I'm gonna tell our truth, and I'm gonna take these stones. I'm gonna take the judgment. I'll sit in the middle of the circle. If they want to stone me to death, I'm gonna die like a G. Okay? I got you, little sister. I got you. You don't have nothing to worry about. So that's all I have to say. And stay tuned for part 2.
Yes, that was beautifully said, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I'm looking forward to hearing the feedback. You put so much energy into this. Thank you so much for opening up your life and taking us there. And
well,
like I said,
thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you. And like I said, this is the first one. This is our whole series. We're going to get down in it because I know that there's somebody out there that's listening that can hear you and understand that you've been there. A lot of people talk and they ain't been there. You see, you can go to a church, right? I'm going to wrap it up on this. A woman can go to a church that's going through things out in the street and in her personal life and things that she might be made to feel ashamed about. And that person in the church who's counseling them never been there, and she can't feel the connection because she's like, this woman's telling me this stuff, but she don't really know. So here you are now, bearing your soul, sharing your life, and people who are out there will say, wow, she really, really shared her tale. And I thank you for that. And I'm going to wrap this up. This is another episode of the Lancescurv Show. Leave your feedback. I thoroughly enjoyed this and look forward to the next ones. And peace out.